welcome to the Wednesday Temple Pro Scrim. So we started at 7 now instead of
Welcome to PUBG
yeah,
Mobile.
just because a lot of our players, they are in school and such, or people have work, so 10 p.m. Eastern time is kind of a long time to be.
We will be taking off soon.
And then finish
Be
at
prepared.
Like 1 a.m. It's kind of late for some of these guys, so we are now moving to 7 p.m. Eastern time.
We will be taking off soon.
We are going to get started.
Be prepared.
So, the Temple Storm Pro Scrims, every Wednesday, we are switching down to 5 matches instead of just 4. Just to give these teams as much practice as possible in skills. So, these matches are all going to be Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, and Makini in that order. Going. So we have oh, now my emulator. It always kind of emulate a little bit longer to log in than the rest of it. So we have Erangel, the map we all know and love. I think it's modeled after what is an abandoned Russian island. Just a lot of names are all Russian, and then especially the different city names and such. So we are diving straight into the first plane path of the day, and we are going to be heading from right over Novo. So usually, I believe Dice Invictus is the one that kind of claimed this for themselves. But it's going to go right over Novo, straight pretty much down the middle of the island. So most of these teams are going to have a clear drop to where they usually drop to. So just gonna zoom in a little bit just so you can see a little bit closer in all the action of where everybody is dropping as I fix this cropping a little bit. Looks like squad and me usually splitting up, split looting over the farm area. That is exactly where they are going right now. We have looks like C9 taking their normal drop spot over into military base. So actually one place I'm very, very curious to drop onto right away is looks like HQA and the Unnamed have dropped right on top of each other. So I'm going to go ahead and jump onto there. Alright, so helping Quit Addiction. Previously was one team with 8 DP. Looks like they've had a slightly new roster here now. So we have Chiwong, Lan, and looks like CG fighting with the Unnamed.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile.
The Unnamed previously contesting in Pachinki against Temple Storm. It looks like they are trying to dabble into finding a new drop spot for themselves.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile.
Slowly loading in. Okay, so hopping on to the map real quick. The map just kind of centralizes on the main island. Most of these teams are already in the center area. So some of these teams, like HQ and the Unnamed, they have to really time they really want to commit to this fight because they're going to be slowing each other down trying to get into the zone. Looks like Quad getting the knock on the CG. Sorry, it's a little laggy right now with the emulator.
We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
Alright, Bucky with the knock on the Lan. I think that was a little glitch just now because it showed a AWM in the kill feed. But she wants hard picking, trying to find Bucky. Does not quite connect the shots. Bucky over there on the other side, only with a iron sight peril to his name. Doesn't quite have any armor, only a little slightly tanked up vest to try to give himself a little bit of cover. So only the gotta be out with his head too far exposed. Looks like Kebo getting the finish on the Caitlyn off in the background. I believe they usually contest. Nobody usually lands around school areas, so we'll hop onto that fight in a little bit. But Bucky capitalizing on this push, jumps around and heavily punished for pushing like it's a first-person perspective match. So we still have Raven and Quailuck. Raven quick getting the trade knock and trying to go for the 30% Scorpion. It's about halfway down. So it is now Quai keeping a overhead view, trying to gather the information, giving it back to his team of where the opponents are. Raven finally does get that first on Shi Wong. So we have team number 19. This nameless team member is the one that is gonna be grabbing the car, getting out of there. And he's going to go around on the south side of the island, kind of in the opposite direction of the zone, but I think he's going to try to find a different way to get in that is not quite so contested. Looks like there was a fight against, yep, we're going to hop back onto school area where we saw that fight from before, so they already lost Jovi to Kebo. Team 9 now has 1 kill to themselves that they have claimed. Looks like Boosted, who is subbing in for Jovi, was not. I was thinking, I'm like, where is Boosted in this? But it looks like it came onto the fight just a little bit too late. So they are gonna be the first team out of Scrimmages. That is it for Jovi out of school area. So Team 9 dropping on them and taking their drop spot away from them. I'm not sure what's going on with my. Hold on.
We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
Alright, I might have to switch onto my iPad because, I mean, look, there is skipping frames all over the place. Alright, if it skips again, I'll go back on my iPad. Alright, so all these teams kind of centralized.
Welcome
right down
to
the middle.
PUBG Mobile.
Doesn't really need to go that far. 18 looks like they've taken on Atlantis, that we lovingly call, or Watertown. Looks like Pittsburgh Knights is doing what they usually do, is spread out a little bit over Gaka, so they've since kind of regrouped and gone a little bit further north. Looks like Tribe's usual looting path, usually landing in Razak and then split looting all over the different compounds to around them. So Team 9 having 1 in school apartments have now slowly moved into school where they do find half of Team Tribe. So they have 9K. Sorry, not 9K.
We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
They have Memo. Alright, I might have to switch on the iPad because it's taking a little bit. Alright, just give me a sec. Alright, I'm gonna switch onto my iPad. Just give me 1 second. Alright, we might get an all checklist because my speaker is not turned off right now, but I'm going to switch back onto Tribe because we saw that fight with Team 9 and Tribe. So I think Memo, so coming down from Razak, went into school. Thought it was uncontested, but just to have almost a full force of Team 9 hop right onto him. And Memo does immediately get naded from this Cypher, and Kebo going in for the immediate third. So that is taking out their IGL, their in-game leader from Tribe, out already. So we have Seagut, Roids, 9K. That is a massive loss for Tribe this early in the game. I'm gonna hop over onto Tensa. Tensa, the new pickup from about a week ago, I believe, onto Team Totality. So we have Tensa, Enigma, HH24, and Proplex holding up in the hillside just to the west of school. Alright, so if you are... Oh, looks like Lucifer is subbing onto Savage Hearts right now. It's like he's getting the explosion onto Arrow Lucifer. So Lucifer was also picked up by Tribe Gaming. He's just playing on an alt right now for ESL. Hasn't changed his name quite yet. So Alucard pushing up onto this little compound here. We have Salty Bay. They just saw each other. Salty Bay, she's gonna have a full force of squad enemy on her. Gets knocked, unfortunately for her. So we have a Night Owl and Hotchuk still left alive. Night Owl very far away with the mini 4x spraying over, trying to give some support to his teammate. Does find Nerve. Doesn't quite land the shots. Hotchuk's leading in over and blocking the shots from Night Owl. Nerve getting the finish on Lucifer. It looks like Night Owl finally got that connections onto Nerve, got the knocks. Hotchuk's pushing up ahead, didn't quite, Night Owl didn't quite get in the car, so, Hotchuk's, I think, is full sending this. Is he? They got the knocks. They're playing the aggressive, the aggressive push, getting just a little bit closer, finding a different angle, that they couldn't quite see from before. They're staying together. Omen, Zute getting the knock on the helmet now. Oh, there goes Grim. There goes Grim. He's about for the win. Does get knocked from Hotchuk's. Right now, Squad and Me, they have Nerve, Alucard, and Slicky off. They were able to get the reses on their teammates and slowly get meted up as they prepare for this fight, this 3v2, as Grim is slowly bleeding out in the distance. Alright, all these teams coming in a little bit closer and closer together. C9 taking up the church right in between of Temple Storm, the split on Temple Storm. So Night Owl getting now knocked from Slicky. So just Hotchuk's left alive from Savage Hearts. Looks like Hotchuk's is going to hide behind that rock. He's about halfway down to health. He's got a couple meds. He's going to pop that first aid as he waits for Night Owl to crawl back to him. So Squad and Me, heavy casualties on both sides. So Squad and Me, oh, Hotchuk actually decides not to go for the res on Night Owl, instead going for the knock on Slicky. Right now, the only one standing is one member from Squad and Me. Alright, I'm gonna hop onto... Let's hop onto Rain real quick. Rain with the M24, you'll love to see it. Rain, best sniper NA. He's got that 3 times on there, taking shots at Team Totality. Looks like he was able to tag down their members just a little bit further. Let's see what else we have going on. Looks like the one nameless member from HQA. Was it HQA? I don't remember what team this was. From HQA, slowly just split looting all the trash loots around the southern side. Oh, it looks like Squad Enemy was able to find Savage Hearts and was able to push onto him and take Savage Hearts out. The next team out of the scrims for tonight. So all these teams within, just look how close together these teams are in the very center of the circle, while the Unnamed and then HQA are still kind of off in the distance. Alright, I know we had a fight earlier on between Omen Elite and looks like Elitist Farm, not Elitist Farmers, the Militia, sorry. Elitist Farmers are just staying together for ESL and then they are disbanding afterwards. But different members of Omen Elite have switched onto, I believe it's the Militia, and then I've seen Abyssal moving on to IFX. So splitting up, and, you know, one's teammates now turned rivals. Looks like Team 9 Decipher was knocked over by Watertown. So they hold up in Watertown, and then they actually lost loyalty. So it is Decipher down. So it's just Keble just got knocked too from Enigma. So it is just Meanwhile left alive on his team. Doesn't really have any meds to his name except for one bandage and barely any armor or helmet. So he's going to probably just get in the car, just dip out of there, and try to hope for the best. Yeah, their team is incredibly split up right now. Team Totality, Keble is pretty much a lost cause right now as he gets thirsted out by Enigma. Tribe on the little hills to the south of Watertown. You always see them here. One of their favorite spots to go on the map. Looks like the member from H2A died to play zone. Looks like he didn't have any meds. Didn't really have that thorough loot that he needed to get through. Like Beach is taking some shots. Tempo Storm coming in a little bit more center into the Gatka area. Looks like the zone too is shifting again just a little bit more to the just squeezing these teams just a little bit closer together. The southwest part of the map. So the unnamed really is kind of the same sort of rotation for them to get into the circle. No hardships yet. Looks like Omen Elite. They started this game with only 3 members, so they're already at a disadvantage starting right now, but they're going to have a lot more troubled times coming to them with Temple Storm on one side and 8DP on the other. I'm trying to fix something real quick. Alright, so let's take a little count of how many teams we still have left. So we still have 13 teams out. The ones that we've lost so far: Pittsburgh Knights, Savage Hearts, H2A, Jovi, and now half of Team 9. So they're going to really have to go for placement here, try to third party where possible, but really just kind of staying away and hiding from the rest of the teams that are surrounding them. Looks like Omen Elite pushing up into the yellows, taking a fight against 8DP. Looks like Easy was already taken out with the Uzi from Beach Banana. So Zute, Beach, and Wi-Fi, all strong gunners in their own names. Looks like they're taking out one by one members of 8DP. Looks like Bappa and Shifan were just like, we're gonna hightail out of here. We're gonna cut our losses and get out of these yellows. So Omen Elite has very effectively claimed these compounds to themselves. Team 9 taking the this fairly large compound in the middle of Gatka. Usually in this kind of circle, I see them taking kind of like a split over. We call them chopsticks tunnels here. So splitting up kind of where 8DP is, kind of Omen Elite in that kind of certain general area. So this is a new compound that I've been seeing them at. Looks like DC, Suzu, CO, Fears, and Bullet. Slightly different lineup, it looks like, unless they just changed names. So who knows? All right, we have Team Totality in, what is it, 4th place for ESL right now? 4th place in ESL right now. Let me just look up the info for you guys. So for ESL New York 1, that is going to be at the end of this month in actually Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. We just had our ESL finals earlier, or actually, what is it today? Wednesday. Yesterday. So we are, I'll get back to that note, but Team Totality is actually 3rd place. I just had to look up the actual standings for them. Looks like Beach getting, looks like ATP still, they're not going to go out with the fight. They kind of rotated around, got into that little bit of a dip, a little bit more cover than what they had previously, and they're going to go, and it caused some more trouble for Omen Elite. Alright, just to get a little bit of more information about the circle. As the circle closes, I'm going to let you guys see where the circle is going to push these teams, where they're going to have to rotate. Looks like most of these teams are pretty much like majority, like about half these teams are about dead center in the middle circle. So the advantage of that is no matter where the zone pops, they're probably going to most likely be in the circle. And it's just up to the north part. So the unnamed, they've made this treacherous journey all the way from Novo crates, and they're going to have to go all the way up even further and traverse. They're going to have the longest distance traveled of any of these teams here to get in. But you see these teams, as soon as that zone closes, they're in their cars, they're rotating, trying to find those perfect compounds in the middle of the circle. Because it's much easier to be defending a compound, having somebody trying to aggressively push onto you, than the other way around. Looks like Nico leading the charge. He sees Zute, he sees Only as they cross paths. Looks like we had some seat switches. Monarch did get Zute in that exact same way last week, so it looks like Zute picked up a couple of notes, or took some notes and picked up a couple pointers, and did the exact same thing, but unfortunately was not able to lay any shots onto Nico. Nico, the scout ahead, the IGL, calling for the rest of his team. This compound is safe, come quickly, and looks like C9 actually hasn't rotated yet. Looks like uneven. Perk says Bale and Pyra. Usually the first ones to rotate into the center zone. It's like Squad and Me, the Unnamed. The only two teams that have not quite made it all the way in yet. Looks like Wi-Fi Omen Elite was gifted a drop at some point. Wi-Fi has that AUG level 3. Looks like Wi-Fi didn't share any of the loot with the rest of his teammates, so he's going to be heavily kitted out. Level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, level 3 backpacks. Looks like Beach is able to find Roids off in the distance. Again, Tribe, one of their favorite spots on the map is being in these little mountainous areas right by Watertown. So 9K quickly going to have to go for the quick res on the Roids. Fortunately for them, they don't really have any teams that are too close to each other, so it should be no problem at getting to Roids if he's down in the dips and out of sight from the rest of the teams. Alright, popping onto Dice Invictus. So Dice Invictus, not quite making it into the top 10 for ESL. Looks like they're trading out some scopes there, sharing the wealth amongst the rest of their team. But again, they are just behind Tribe over in the hillside. So Tribe is gonna has to keep quite the eye out for multiple teams surrounding them. Got a perfect triangle of Omen Elite, Team 9, and Dice Invictus. Looks like Temple Storm defending their turf, taking shots out of any team that passes by them, and we still have Team Method with Clay, Everfury, Prophecy, and Monarch on it. One of the good things about the compound that Temple Storm is at right now is it's pretty open right around us. So for a team to push up onto this compound, they're going to be spotted quite the distance away if they try to encroach onto it. Looks like a drop right downhill from Team Method. Fortunately, it's not quite in their laps, but it's gonna be quite the journey for either of these two teams. I know both these two teams are eyeing it right now, trying to balance the risk or weigh the risk of is it worth it or not to grab it. All right, we have the Unnamed actually, Quai, Bucky, and Raven. So they rotated all the way from Novo through Military Base, past the West Bridge, and all the way up into Pachinki now. So we're going to stay on this view, try to see where these 12 teams are going to be forced to rotate after this next zone closes. We are on to Phase 3. It's usually about Phase 5 or so that we get into the final stages of the match where we lose about half the teams, and the circle closes right on top of Ruins. We're giving Militia, Team 9, Tribe, Omen Elite, and Temple Storm the gift of the circle, where the rest of them now have to find any little nook and cranny that they can find in this final circle to hold on to. Squad Enemy does have those yellows that are northwest of the Militia, so that actually looks like Squad Enemy and Team Method might both be eyeing that same compound. So you have Everfury, their IGL. Again, usually the IGL is a scout ahead, giving those comms back of where it is clear and where it is not. Looks like Everfury wanted to get to church. You gotta be careful of that buggy. It really, really spins out. It looks like Prophecy was able to get the knock on the D-Max for Everfury, finding this OP dip right next to, and he just watches the Squad Enemy, takes the yellows that he was definitely aiming at before. Every Fury with a 6 times on his AK. Looking up. Clay getting the finish on to D-Max now. So, Team Method has their first blood of the match. Looks like Lewis on top of the church. He's a little bit stranded away from the rest of his team that are up onto that hillside above church. See where the rest of these teams are going. Looks like Temple Storm crashing into ruins. Crashing into the heart of ruins as C9 now takes the compound that Temple Storm was just at. So C9 kind of edging it in a little bit different tactics that we've seen previously. Looks like Team Totality previously in the church as C9. It looks like it's all these teams just kind of trading out different spots on the map. All right, let's take a look at Proplex. So Team Totality. They were in Pachinki Church, and now they're going to have their late rotation in. Looks like HH24. Again, you always see the same pattern. The IGL being the scout ahead, usually the most communicative person on the team. H found a little rock, a little bit of a dip for the rest of his team to come back onto. Looks like Team 9. Team 9, after suffering casualties beforehand, Decipher gets knocked, so just Mean One left alive. I'm actually gonna hop onto Beowulf because I saw he got a knock onto Zute. Old teammates turn rivals in this fight, but it looks like Beowulf did get knocked from Spec, and then Spec got trade knocked from Uneven. So teams, you know, slowly pushing down pushes on either side. Both teams, whenever there's a knock, it always slows down these teams, you know, makes them think a little bit more cautiously. You know, the smokes come out. That's when the revives need to happen as quickly as possible. Enigma getting the knock onto 9K outsider from Tribe. So Seagut Roids, after losing their IGL memo earlier in school from Team 9, they're going to have to play this extra cautiously. I'm just trying to check out to where all the action is. We still have 11 teams. In that last circle close, we only lost 1 team there the entire time. And Lewis almost getting Everfury all the way down. Got that 2 times on that M4. Everfury just down to 1 HP. Literally, Lewis taking his time to push this. This is third person's perspective, so he does need to be more careful than if this was a first person perspective game. You would have already seen him down on the ground taking shots at Everfury. You hear that mini spamming in the background. The zone closes centered right onto ruins one more time. So the Militia, Method, ATP, Temple, Storm all have this perfect circle for themselves. The crate landing up on top of the ruins. Unfortunately, none of these teams are going to be able to get them unless they spend the time nading it down from the wall. Looks like Nico tossing a Molly, just missing Bappa just a little bit. Looks like Lewis finally getting the knock on a Monarch. Let's hop on over there. Spotted me Nerve with that VSS, keeping his eyes on from that yellow, those yellows that he took from before that Method was trying to get to. All right, Seagut is knocked, so it's just a 9K from Outsider. Still left alive. He's gonna go for the quick revive onto Seagut. He doesn't even have a helmet left. And Team Totality, Tensa, one of the best close quarter combat players in the game right now. He's pushing up. Tensa playing this hyper aggressively. He's going to be using that third person peek and trying to find. He has the information. He saw 9K. He knows that Seagut just got res and met it up. I think Tensa is distracting his team, giving his teammates some time. Oh, but Tensa does get knocked from Seagut. Unfortunately for him. So we have Proplex and we have Enigma still alive. And let's see if they're going to try to give some help to their teammate. Looks like we have the Unnamed fighting with the Militia in the background over on top of ruins. And actually, I think that is it for the Militia. Looks like the Unnamed took out the Unnamed, their treacherous journey all the way from Nova Crates. They have finally found their place within this circle. 6 kills to their name. We have 10 teams left, 29 players still left alive. Right now, Temple Storm is going to be keeping their sights onto Omen Elite and C9 as they both try to get into the zone. Looks like all the players with cars from C9, looks like they're going to just crash it up into ruins. This could spell trouble for Temple Storm as they crash in just a little bit closer and closer. C9 getting the knock under Rain. I see Chica. Chica quickly ducks down, avoids all the shots. Nico gets knocked from Zute. Unfortunately for Temple Storm, they now have two huge teams right on top of them. Alright, zone shifted right on top of Squad on Me. Squad on Me, they didn't over-rotate that. They just came right into the circle and they were gifted it right back to them. So we have a C9 fighting against Temple Storm, fighting against Omen Elite on the top side of this mountain. Really, the super congested spot on this map is the southeast part of the circle, as all these teams, none of these teams are in the circle. They're just fighting each other, trying to get in where they can. Looks like Rain was knocked, so the last one alive is Chica. We have 10 teams left alive. Chica, they're gonna try to go for the reses on his teammates, as absolute carnage is happening all the way around him. Looks like uneven just around the corner in ruins. Omen Elite Wi-Fi literally right on top of them and gets the knock onto Chica. As just Rain left alive. Rain gets a knock onto Wi-Fi. Temple Storm saved by the bell, literally. So Rain is going to try to get that res onto Chica. Beach coming for retribution is going to try to avenge his teammates, as carnage is happening all over the other side of ruins, as all these teams crammed up into a little circle. Looks like Chica did die out, and there goes Rain. So Beach able to find that revenge for his teammate Wi-Fi. Alright, zone is starting to close in a little bit more. At this point in the game, all these teams are playing edge. None of them want to be in the center where all eyes would be on them. Pyra, hearing the shots from before, he knows exactly where Omen Beach is. And Pyra laying pro, trying to reduce his recoil as much as possible. Beach, unfortunately, being tagged by the blue now. So Beach putting in a very precarious spot. Yeah, Beach is going to have to just mud it up right now. He's got no hope of getting into the circle, with a C9 just watching the zone, gifted once more to ATP, Squad on Me, and Method hold up in this church that they got 3 phases ago. Grimly, Nerve. Your 6th place ESL 1 qualifiers. On top of this church, looks like Grimly looking down at the unnamed. I'll say one of the best spots on the map right now is probably for Squad. I mean, they have that vantage point. They can see where all these teams are, and it's first-person perspective as well, giving them extra advantage as they watch these teams trying to get into the circle. Sheepfen, last one alive from ATP, is just going to find this dip, and he's just going to wait it out as he hears all the shots come around him. Looks like Omen Lee finally bled out to the play zone, so we only have 6 teams left in this circle. Raven throwing the preemptive smokes out. He's going to try to give his team some cover, or at least a distraction, I believe, of trying to get into the circle. They know they need to come onto this church to get into zone. Quad getting knocked. All right, C9 forcing their way into the circle. ATP looks like he can probably hear the footsteps. ATP, Sheepfen just staying very quiet. Pyra, this could be a very good nade as he throws it into Sheepfen. Gets him about all the way down to about halfway health. They're cooking it. They know he's there. They saw the smokes before. It was a dead giveaway of where somebody could be. And Pyra does get the final nade onto Sheepfen as C9 takes dominance over this final circle. The unnamed, they're going to have to come in. They're crawling in. They lost Kwai from before from getting knocked. So Bucky, you see all these teams. They run and they immediately lay prone to try to give themselves some cover. And Raven does get knocked from Grimly on top of Church. So just Bucky, he's going to snake it in. Zone just closes a little bit more center, giving these teams, this next zone, we're going to get into the final parts of the match. Let's take a little overview to see where these teams are. C9, the strongest team left in this match after losing Beowulf a little earlier on. Beowulf IGLing them from the dead. We have Squad on Me, Grimly, he's just bleeding out. Nerve trying to go for the clutch revive on him, but all the eyes from C9 are on them, and they do end up killing Squad on Me. So we have Monarch from Team Method, Dice Invictus Bullet left alive, the only solos. Can they team together and try to defeat C9? We have 3 teams up, 5 players left alive. Again with the Kobe's. How many Kobe's does this team have right now? So Percocet, Uneven, Pyra. They tagged up Monarch down to about 60% health. I believe C9 does have circle here, so both DC Bullet and Monarch both have to somehow get into the circle. But at this point, I believe the game is just metting it up, waiting for the other player to potentially make the mistake of making the first move and getting C9 to finish it off so they could get an additional placement point out of that. Looks like Monarch did run out of meds. So C9, they can do the math. They know there's 4 players still left alive. And they see the smoke. They're just wild spraying the smokes, hoping to get a hit marker and then trading down onto that hit marker. Oh, they see Bullet and they do finish out Bullet. Bullet, unfortunately, a valiant effort, but C9 was able to take it away with the chicken dinner. First place, getting 30 points for placement and getting that 6 points of kill points. Second place, we have Dice Invictus with 4 points. Third was Method Gaming with 3. And fourth, we have Squad on Me, and then the unnamed, 8DP, Omen Elite, Team Totality, Tempo Storm, Tribe, The Militia, Team 9, Wildcard, Pittsburgh Knights, HQA, Savage Hearts, and Team Jovi. So I'm going to throw the intermission on. I'm going to try to get C9 in here for a little bit of an interview, for a winner's interview. We do that after every single match, and then we should have the updated scores, and we also do the top fraggers of the night cumulatively after every match. So you guys can stay tuned for that, and we will be right back. Oh, ads.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
How did you die? I didn't see it.
I just got sprayed through the smoke, I think.
Yeah. So this
I'm
is
just crawling around.
C9 Cloud9. How's it being Cloud? What is it? What? It was last Thursday, I think you guys got announced,
yeah.
right? So how's it being in Cloud9 so far? I know it's been, less than a week, but tell me more about it.
Everything's been great so far. I've got no bad things to say. I'm just excited to start playing tournaments with them.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about just kind of what happened. Were you IGLing them from the dead, or were you kind of letting them do their thing?
Yeah.
So like what all happened that last little bit?
We knew we had to like pull up on this edge. I was kind of like above tempo.
Yeah.
Above ruins. I saw people at like the church, and there's just people everywhere. So like, we're just gonna go in here and hopefully we live. And we ended up like playing off of the fact that like Omen was also pushing them, and just kind of sat on the edge and survived until the next circle changed, and we just had a easy path to get in on one of the edges.
Yeah. So how did you know that HQA member was there? Was it just from the smokes that he was throwing out, or did you see him?
He was. We ran up there and Uneven like looked at the car, and there was a guy sitting in the passenger seat, and then he exited and disappeared. And so, I don't know, he was just sitting in the car when we pulled up, I guess. So.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
You're just like, okay.
Yeah, like there's a guy there. He's in the vehicle. Their
Yeah.
names on him.
I think what else happened. So you guys went Millie base. You rotated around the left bridge. I think I didn't quite catch that part. And then
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where you were at Panchini Church for a little bit, and then the compound. Okay, it's funny. The compound you took, those two. I don't know, what do you call them? Those two like houses, those blue houses just down from Everest.
We were following you guys.
Yeah, you guys like Tempo was just there, and on the other side of the map, someone had just taken like somebody else's spot, just like that too. At the exact same time.
So I was driving. I don't know if you saw where I was before there was like two houses, but I was pulling up. I'm like, oh, there's a Jeep at this compound ahead of us, but they're leaving. And then we're like, well, this is not a bad spot on the edge, so we'll just go chill here because we saw them leave. And based on that, I was like, well, this team, they're going to go center again. So I went up there and just found whatever compound. I was looking at the yellows and looking at that two-story or the two-story buildings. And I'm like, just looked for the same Jeep because I knew they were going to move. And they moved. And we just kept taking their spots.
Stalked us. So mean.
Yeah, it's in zone. You can't complain.
Cool. All right, so the next one is going to be TPP Arengo one more time. So, and then reminder, it's 5 matches, not 4 tonight.
All right, yeah, awesome.
All right, good luck and great job, Beowulf.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back.
All right,
see you later.
So that was Beowulf, your C9 winners. Hold on a sec. So that was Beowulf, your winners from match 1, Cloud9. I'm just going to check and see if the scores are all updated. Alright, so we have the most updated scores. Hold on a sec. So most updated scores after that match 1. Not really going to be a big surprise. It's when it starts getting into the like later parts of the match, so you kind of try to remember how these players placed and all that. So we have Cloud9 with the 30 points for placement and 6 points for kills, so they're going to be sitting at 36 points after match 1. We have second place, we have Squad on Me getting second place, hold on, that's not right. Hold on a sec. Something's not right here. Aha. Okay. Sorry. I need to fix my There we go. Okay. Sorry, I had to fix my because I added a 5th game, so there we go. Okay. So 36 points for place what is going on here? Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. Changed the scoring system, so it messed me up a little bit. So they got 30 points for placement, and they got 6 points for kills. That puts them at 42. Okay, hold on. Sorry. This is messed up. It's this one that's messing me up. Hold on. Sorry, let me fix this real quick. Okay, maybe something's wrong with one of these formulas. Because it's 22 points for second place, and they got 10 kills. Alright, we'll fix it. Alright, so back onto the screen. I'll message somebody to fix it real quick. Alright. We are gonna be starting in about... Oh, hold on. Sorry, I got a little wrong time going on. 6:50. Page Pyro, aw. Okay, so most of these teams are in right now. We have 62. We're missing one team, I believe, but the rest of them are slowly starting to filter down. So this is going to be FPP Erangel one more time. And then afterwards, or sorry, TPP Erangel one more time. And then it's going to be TPP Miramar, TPP Sandhawk, and then TPP Vikendi.
You know what today is? It's the day you stop paying full price for gas.
What's with these ads on YouTube, guys? Annoying. Oh, wait, I see what happened. Okay, so the scores are right. Okay, I thought Squad and Me got second for some reason, so I was like, why was that messing me up? Okay, sorry, okay, so these are correct, my bad. I was thinking too hard. Okay, so Cloud9 got first place, they got 30 points and then 6 points for kills, and Squad and Me got fourth place, but because they had 10 points just in kills, they jumped up from fourth place to second place, getting 26 points, and they are actually tied with Dice Invictus right now. Dice Invictus got second place. So they got the 22 points plus the 4. That makes way more sense. I was looking at it back. I was like sucking myself out. So third place was Dice Invictus, and since they are tied in points, but because Squad and Me has more kills, they are higher up in placement than them. In fourth place, we have Unnamed, the Method, and then you can read all the way down from there. So that is our overall scores right now. And then I believe we have our top 5 fraggers of the match so far. So we're going to hop on there real quick. So we have Squad and Me Grimly in first place with 5 kills right now. And then we have Cloud9 Percocet with the... Hold on a sec. Cloud9 Percocet with 3 kills. And then Omen Elite Wi-Fi with 3. It looks like it's all just tied from there. So we do put whoever had the higher placements, we put them up higher. So those are your top fraggers of the night so far. Alright, we have 68 players. Looks like everybody is in, so we can go ahead and start the game. Let me just message staff to start. Okay, so we are getting the next match started. We are going right on to TPP Erangel for the second time. Alright, so very curious to see if these players are going to go in the exact same spot once again. Alright, so most of these teams, looks like we have pretty much everyone back for a second time. See if there's any changes to the rosters. It's like Omen Elite, they were able to get, was it King A? Yeah, it was King A that didn't make it the first time. So Omen Elite is now going to be playing at full force this time around. I believe it was, who was it? There was another team, I think, that started with only 3. Alright, so plane path, basically an exact same plane path to the first game. So I'm interested to see if who was it? It was Dice Invictus and HQA, I believe, were the ones who duked it out in Novo earlier on the first match. Let's hop onto there. So we have, looks like HQA, looks like Jovi is doing a different drop this time around. So they've gone from school for the past, I don't know, past month and a half, I believe, going all the way there. Looks like C9 taking over into, reclaiming their spot on the map, coming back home is C9. Uneven, Beowulf, Percocet, and Pyra used to land here when they were super villains, when they were Team Nova in Team Novo Crate. So it looks like we have 3 teams landing here now. Pyra getting the initial knock on the landline from HQA, fighting him out in the open on top of the crates. Let me switch back to full screen so you guys can see what's going on. Looks like Uneven did get knocked. Beowulf getting the knock onto Chi Wong. Let's hop onto here and goes for the immediate finish onto him. So where is Uneven? Are they going to be able to save their teammate? Looks like Beowulf is going to be right on top of that. And Perksis is going to quickly try to get looted up. Looks like Cheesy and Nax are the only ones left from HQA. HQA not dealt a very good hand this time around. Not expecting C9 to come and crash onto it. Looks like Jovi doing their split loot. So they used to split loot all over Stalbert area. Looks like they're kind of taking that, flipping it over onto the military island and trying that strat out on the bottom side. Looks like HQA Nax was taken out by C9 now. So C9 with 2 kills to their name. Actually, maybe it was the unnamed. The unnamed, Kwai, Raven, Anya, and Bucky in the compound just to the west of Crates. Definitely Crates, one of the most heavy looted, like heavy concentration of loot that you can find on the map. Unfortunately, if it's a good spot for somebody else, it's probably, or if it's a good spot for you, it's probably going to be a good spot for someone else. So, looks like Anya does find Percocet with the M16 on the very edge of Crates. Pyra in this corn suit that he's been wearing for... I met Pyra in, I think it was October, and I met him wearing this corn suit. So he's been wearing this for almost a year now. Pyra getting knocked from Anya. Anya doing some work with this M16. Both of them with M16s right now. So Anya, only level 1 helmet, level 1 vest, does to wrap around trying to find Beowulf, and does get, with that SKS, to take Beowulf about that halfway down to health. Does find Beowulf one more time. Beowulf trying to crouch and trying to throw off the accuracy of Anya's shots. But it looks like it is just Uneven now left alive. So Uneven, what they were in the dominant position within Crates, but now Uneven is running away just like HQA Shiji is doing right, or did just previously. So the unnamed, showing them that C9 may be a little bit rusty trying to claim Crates one more time. Like the circle! Actually, I missed the circle, sorry. The circle shifting now opposite of the first map, shifting over to the east side of the map. Looks like that's going to really gift a lot of these teams that are already in the center. Team Totality, they loot, kind of split loot around of Prison, around Lakova, around the little compounds around there. So they're going to have a pretty good spot covering a lot of territory right now that they're split up over. Squad on me. Split up over the farm area as they normally do. And it looks like Wildcard. So Wildcard was recently re-signed a different team. When I say re-signed, they kept Illusions, but they signed on to the previous roster of Most Wanted. So it looks like Illusions taking his team back to Milta Power that we haven't seen them in for quite a bit of time. Alright, I'm gonna hop onto Tribe. Tribe. Again, just like first game, landing in Razak. And looks like they are separating, trying to grab as much vehicles as possible. You want to have that vehicle management for later parts of the game. You can see, you know, trying to rotate without a vehicle, you know, trying to run on foot into the last parts of the circle, you're not going to have a very good time. So you want to keep as many vehicles as possible towards the end game, especially if that end game is in a open circle. You can use those, you know, drive those cars into the circle, pop the tires, blow up the car, and use that as that hard cover that wasn't there previously. No, Tribe is now on their rotation, trying to find a compound to call their home now. It's like Savage Hearts. Savage Hearts, off to a better start than they were the first game. They still have all 4 left alive. Looks like they dropped kind of around Shelter. We got Marshy, Hot Cheeks, Night Owl, and Salty Bay. Like Rain is just, it looks like Rain is just kind of by himself. Look, we have 3 separate members. So of Team Totality, of Wildcard. It looks like all 3 of them went to scout up ahead for the rest of their team. And they're all trying to find this one particular spot on this mountainside by Shelter. Like we have Nico, we have Spec, we have Chica, a little bit behind, rotating all the way in from Pachinki. Uh-oh, I'm gonna hop on to, so Uneven, trying to give the Unnamed the slip of the Uneven, but Uneven, they're not gonna let him get away that easily. They've looted all the way down across crates onto the southern side. Uneven just trying to stay as quiet as possible. He knows he probably can't take a 1v4 against the Unnamed with this very little bit of loot that he has. Jovi, they knew that left bridge was probably going to be pretty open, so they rotated after doing this split loose around Military Island and coming around onto that west bridge to try to get in circle a little easier way. Method, you always see them going North George, splitting it with Omenly. You often see the early scuffles between them. I'm going to hop onto Chica. Looks like Chica knocked somebody and then got knocked himself from Savage Hearts just down. Yeah, they're still over in Shelter area. Looks like they're gonna probably claim that kill to themselves. And Temple Chica was thirsted out. Alright, I'm gonna hop onto Wildcard and Team Totality. So you saw before, so Alucard and HH24 was scouting up ahead. Looks like Wildcard brought the rest of their team in earlier before Team Totality. So they're gonna be fighting it out against them, and that looks like that might be it for... Is that it for Team Totality? Looks like... Sorry, not it from them, but Team Totality. Now down to, you only got Tensa and Enigma left alive. Tribe actually taking a different spot than they usually do. Usually they all hole up where Seagut is right now. I always see it happen where all 4 of them are taking this low compound. Looks like Suzo from Dice Invictus. Let's get the knock onto Memo. Not sure if they know that it's only 3 in that warehouse and Seagut a little further away. So it looks like they're just going to get the knock, gather that information, but they're going to disengage from that and try to find a better spot in the circle to take. Alright, Uneven. Quiet as a mouse, and he's trying to slip away some more. So he's going to come around onto the left side and trying to find a vehicle, trying to find a way to get out of there. So this is very reminiscent of that one member of, I believe it was Helping Quit Addiction, how he escaped this way as well. Looks like Tensa with a Car 98 shot got the knock onto, oh my god, this is definitely the sticky spot on the map as all these teams converge on the exact same mountainside. Looks like Dean got the thirst onto John from Squad on Me. DC Invictus still on the rotation after they drove past Walmart before, right next to Tribe. They're still trying to find a spot in the zone for them to take. Jovi was the first team out of the match during the first match, so definitely off to a better start, just like Savage Hearts. All these teams slowly working it out of what players are, or what teams are right next to them. these teams are so close together that you have to be very careful of taking a fight because all of a sudden all the team's attention around you are going to be zoomed in right on you. Alucard with a 4x DP. The shooting between the windows, trying to get an optimistic shot onto Jovi if they might peek at the right time. But looks like most of these still have Omen Elite and a Method. It's always Omen Elite and Method landing into the recesses of North George. Always has that slower rotation. You know, they might get a lot of loot, but usually they're kind of more playing edge. They're kind of playing a little bit slower game than the rest of these teams. So they definitely need to be more on top of their scouting game, making sure, because you can bet that all these different compounds right dab in the center are already taken. Team Totality setting up. Looks like a little bit of a bridge camp going on. Sorry, not Team Totality. Pittsburgh Knights, a little bit of a bridge camp right next to Milta. We still have the Unnamed having to... The Unnamed in Novo. So C9 already out. Looks like the winners from the first match didn't quite have as much luck changing up their drop spot. So C9 now, I believe, the second team out of the match tonight. Alright, ATP, Bappa, Helmet, Shifan, and Easy. Alright, so we have most of the teams that are in the in ESL finals in New York. Most of them are going to be in the scrims tonight, so I'm just going to kind of read off the standings for you guys, just to get a gauge of which teams are the ones to look out for. So we have Temple Storm in first place, we have Omen Elite in second, Team Totality, Tribe, Helping Quit Addiction, Squad on Me, and then Method are your 6 teams that are in the scrims tonight. The zone just kind of centers a little bit closer, not really having to hard shift or push any of these teams too far. I don't believe any of these teams that are currently in the circle are really going to move too much. It's really Team Method and Team Militia that are taking shots at each other from across the water over to the west side of Yasnaya. So Method still have not been in zone once in this match so far. They're still rotating, just edging it in and slowly making their way in. Omen Elite getting to the north side of Pachinki, and Team Militia also coming in slowly as well. So the 4 teams that are going to be probably edging it, probably going to have a little bit more of a fight to get in, are going to be the Unnamed, Method, the Militia, and Omen Elite. I'm interested to see the Unnamed, how they're going to cross across this circle with Pittsburgh Knights setting up that bridge camp right there. Team Totality, after losing 2, it's only Tensa, there's only Enigma left alive. They have quite the compound that they need to hold down by themselves. Quite the desirable compound with only 2 left alive. Looks like Cabo in the dip, just not too far away from them. Alright, the Militia and Team Method had their fight to the west of Yasnaya. Now they're on a collision course against each other once again as they go driving right past each other. It looked like they were on top of each other. Illusions gets the knock onto Slicky from Squadami. So Illusions and Wildcard, the rest of them up higher ground than Squadami. Squadami just kind of downhill in a compound down a little bit closer to Milta. Alright, all these teams just slowly squishing a little bit closer and closer together. Lewis with the VSS. Looks like Militia only has 2 cars, 2 Dacias to their name right now. So Abyssal, Fishy, Lewis, and D-Mox. Just downhill on the other side from Temple Storm. Temple Storm overlooking the rocky mountainside above Prison. All right, I'm gonna watch this rotation from the unnamed, because Pittsburgh Knights have been waiting very, very patiently for someone to come across this bridge. Looks like Kwai just crashing into the blue compounds, overlooking the road from the bridge. Looks like PK, Zaniel, and Mango just down. I don't know if they're aware that. Looks like, yeah, they're not even looking in the same direction. They might be, surprised by the unnamed. They just show up suddenly at their back door. Looks like Jovi, ATP, popping shots off at each other. Slicky, Grimly, Nerve. Already down once. They're at a bit of a disadvantage. Alright, all these teams finding their homes within the circle. All of them are having their maps open. They're waiting to see where this zone is going to go. Clay getting the knock onto Savage Heart's Hot Jukes. Can find them. Savage Hearts really hasn't moved too far away. Spec getting the knock onto Fishy from the Militia. Looks like Spec rotated all the way down onto the lower side of Shelter. This drop not too far away. An AUG, level 3 helmet, vest, and backpack. Looks like Lewis, D-Max. Looks like they had more cards to their name. Sorry, I thought it was only 2 by the Wizard Tower, but looks like they had 2 hidden away somewhere else. Nico on top of Pride Rock, looking down at all the teams below me. He only has a level 1 helmet, so he was hoping for that crate, looking for something a little bit better to protect himself with. Team 9 getting the knock onto Omen Elite. Alright, Meanwhile getting the finish onto Wi-Fi. Kebo can definitely hear the footsteps underneath him. You got Beach and you got Dute. Down below, he's calling for help. He's calling for assistance for the rest of this team. I hear 2 of them, says Kebo. And he's going to try to stay afloat. The only saving grace for Omen Elite is probably going to be King A off in distance if you can find Kebo. Looks like Meanwhile getting tagged up from King A. And there goes Kebo's support. And King A tagging up Kego from afar. Looks like Zute trying to find him. He knows he's halfway down hell. King A gave me that information back to Zute, and Zute does find the knock and the thirst onto Kebo. Ultimately getting some retribution for Wi-Fi that they lost earlier on. So it is loyalty, it is Decipher, as Minwoo does bleed out. Loyalty trying to get the revive onto Minwoo, but unfortunately didn't smoke it out, didn't have any sort of cover. So it is now just Decipher left alive. He is holed up in this little OP spot onto this is the one hiding spot that you'd hope that people don't look for, and looks like let's keep your eye on Decipher and see if he's going to be able to hide it out from any other teams. Let's see if he's going to be in the circle, first of all. Circle charge just down into Milta. I bet Wildcard is really regretting rotating away from their original drop spot. They rotated a little bit too far over onto Shelter. They're going to have to come back now. Temple Storm immediately gets in the vehicles and is going to try to find that first spot within. They're going to have first pickings on spots within the circle. Looks like PK. They lost Jagger, they lost Mango, and they lost Zaniel. So what I said before, the unnamed coming across the bridge, PK did not keep their eyes on the bridge. They didn't know, and unnamed came right on top to the back of their doorstep, was able to take out 3 out of 4 of their players. It's like Dice and Victus in the background. They hear the shots. They're hungry for kills. Squad on me, holding up into one of these compounds here. It looks like they're taking probably some shots off at Team Temple Storm, just a little bit further away from them. Looks like ATP is taking their fight with, looks like a Wildcard. Yeah, it's Wildcard. The newly signed Wildcard team. Let's find them. They lost Alucard. So they just got Illusions knocked. So Raven gets the knock on the DC Bullet off in distance. You saw that down by a farm area. So we have Dean, we have MVP still left alive. And as I said that, MVP does get knocked, so it is just Dean left alive from Wildcard. Tribe and Nigma and Tensa. Tensa is driving. They're gonna try to find, and they do find Illusions. They finish off losing, so it's still one member left alive from a wild card. Looks like Tribe and Team Totality kind of rotating together. Dice Invictus and the Unnamed still, right? Still trading shots back and forth. You have so Suzu, Fears, and Twinkles. Looks like Suzu did get the finish onto Bucky. DC Bullet, Twinkles, the Unnamed. They're trading shots back and forth. These two teams barely in circle, so they're fighting for prime real estate just on the edge here. Dice Invictus finding that little dip onto the east side of this little bridge road. Both these teams, I believe, are a 3v3 against each other, yet they just picked up their member from the Unnamed. Savage Hearts. Savage Hearts still with the full roster. They're, you know, guaranteed at least 14th place right now. Prophecy getting the knock onto Caitlyn over onto the other side of, where are they? They're actually dead center. They're actually dead center into the middle of the circle. So Jovi, Caitlyn, their IGL is knocked right now. We got Chapo, Yugi Boy, and then Boosting Tectate subbing in just on the hillside overlooking Team Method. Fierce getting the knock on a Hachooks. Hachooks. Looks like he's gonna be pretty close to the rest of his team. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a long distance shot, so Hachooks is gonna be get rezzed up and no problem. The only thing with Hachooks it looks like is he does not have a helmet anymore, so he's gonna have to be looting all these little houses in the Milta area very quickly to try to find a new one. They're gonna hop back onto Team Jovi. Definitely has the upper hand over Team Method right now, just in terms of having a higher ground than them. Looking down, looks like Monarch immediately gets knocked, and by Caitlyn, as I said that, they do get the knock. So Caitlyn, she had that off angle for the rest of her team. She got tagged up. She almost got knocked herself, and she's going to be rezzing, or she's going to be healing in her little wizard tower right now. Clay throwing a smoke, giving Prophecy the opening to get that revive on the Monarch. And circle closes right onto Milta area. So all these most of these teams still in. You still got a lot of them that are outside. They're going to have to fight against each other. Tribe and Team Totality rotated from the north side all the way down onto the southeast side, and neither of them are in circle right now. So they're going to have to keep fighting to try to get around each other. Looks like Zute got knocked in, finished off right away by Shifen. So is it just King A and Beach left alive from Omen to lead? They're going to be on a mad dash trying to find anywhere in circle. You see King A spamming the seat buttons, trying to, you know, evade the shots of anyone that was aiming at them. So King A and Beach taking this fairly open compound, actually. They'd be very careful of the windows. You definitely have angles from all different sides that somebody could snipe in or shoot at you. Play with that Car 98. He's got his eyes straight on Squad on me. The Tribe was able to rotate all the way around Team Totality. Team Totality, again, they only have two, so they're going to be playing a little bit slower than Tribe. So Tribe was able to get that crate drop. Looks like 9K was going to grab it all for himself. He got a level 3 helmet, vest, and backpack for him as a ride along the beach side and try to find somewhere else to go. Looks like 9K getting a little bit tagged up. He's starting to sweat a little bit. He's trying to, you know, boost it up, drive a little bit faster as they might head on collision against Team Unnamed as they're trying to find somewhere too. It's like running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to find somewhere in this circle to go to. All these teams, no idea where to go as Jovi is just raining down shots onto them. Omen Elite, King A does get a knock on an ATP. Savage Hearts, Night Out is a knock on a Fearless. Night Out does get the knock onto Suzu. So it is just Twinkle's left alive, and he's spamming that MC. He does get the knock. He gets the headshot knock onto Salty Bay. Twinkle's trying to find somewhere else to lay down. He almost did it. Oh, he did get knocked from Raven. Raven getting that last final shot with the off angle for his team. So that is going to be it for Dice Invictus. All right, the unnamed Raven with that perfect third party, actually. Raven taking shots at Hachooks and getting shot from the other side of the house by a team on the other side. We got Yugi Boy actually popping some shots off. We got his 4 times with M16 quickly lays prone, trying to give himself a little bit of cover so he doesn't get knocked. So he's going to med up and trying to give itself as much of an advantage as possible. Looks like zone is about to close one more time. We have Tribe, Memo. So I have a full team of Tribe. He crashed up ahead above his team, and zone closes right further into the city of Milton. We're going to have a long final game as all these teams, whenever it lands in a city, you're going to have a really long game. All the different angles. You're going to have a med battle probably at the very, very end. None of these, actually the very northwest side of the city is completely uncontested. So I'm gonna be interested to see if any of these teams on the outskirts on the right side are gonna hard rotate on over onto the north side and try to get in that way. Looks like Clay did get blown up. Clay tried to scout ahead. You see all these pro teams that always send a scout ahead, you know, not being lazy with their rotations. And they will send somebody ahead and they do die just like Clay did. He's giving that information back to his team. You know, there was a team in this certain house. There was a team over here, you know, not to come that exact same way. If they had just sent full entire team, their entire team would have been dead at that point. Then we have Monarch and Prophecy still left alive. And they're taking the same beach pathway that Tribe had gone through, that multiple teams have gone through. This is quite the open expanse, and they're getting shot at. Monarch is about to get knocked. Monarch does get knocked. It's just Prophecy and Prophecy. Unfortunately, for whenever the driver gets knocked, your passenger should be ready to go jump back into the driver's seat. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Jovi, pretty quiet game so far in terms of only having one kill, but it's really all the kills should come in the very final part of the match. Tribe next to Shack on the very, very edge of Milta Field. If the circle shifts away from them, they're going to have quite the terrain to traverse. Looks like Temple Storm Rain. He just crashed right up into the middle of the city. Dean as well. Lonesome Dean. He's going to try to crash up, find somewhere to go. And he does get tagged up and just get finished off by Helmet. That is it. ATP having quite the game right now, playing out of their minds with 8 kills to their name. We got Bappa, Helmet, and she fed Helmet with 5 kills to himself. You see these solos, they're going to stay as quiet as possible and not, you know, pull any attention to themselves. Savage still has 4 members still alive. I think Salty's trying to loot up as anything that she can, possibly, and then maybe bring the car back into the zone. Okay, the zone is about to close one more time. We still have 9 teams left in this 5th phase circle. It's going to close. It's going to cause mayhem for all these teams that aren't in it. The zone closes center right onto Rain, onto ATP, Squad and me. The rest of them are going to have to try to fight their way in. Rain keeping a wall of smoke on top of him. He's got to be careful. One nade, and they could get him. Tribe crashing in as well, taking the attention away from Rain. Tribe trying to get in. Seagut almost getting knocked, but was able to make it into the shelter. Immediately, their car was blown up, so good thing they were a little, just around the corner from it. Roy's was 9K Memo still outside, just on the very, very edge of zone. Oh my goodness. Roy's getting knocked now from Bappa. All these teams fighting, not giving any breathing room to any of these teams. Your Spec gets knocked from Raven. The only one alive from Temple Storm now is Rain. Savage is crossing, using all the fighting as a distraction to cross the road unscathed. Looks like Marshy did get knocked though from Nerve, finding that angle onto him. Finding Hot Jukes, almost getting the knockout. Hot Jukes lays prone just at the last second. Looks like Night Owl was knocked and finished off by D-Mox. So we have Hot Jukes and Salty getting Marshy up right now. You see this entire dividing line, that road is going to be almost impossible to cross at this late stage without smokes, without the resources to get them across. Seagut trying to go for the reses on his teammates. They said get Memo first, but Memo does bleed out, so Seagut jumping across the field for no reward. Looks like Squad on Me and Savage are still at it. Helmet getting the knock on the Seagut now, so there's only 2 members left alive from Tribe. Going downstairs, we have Slicky fighting against the entirety of Savage Hearts. Oh, and Slicky does get the finish on to Savage Hearts with that 5-pump shotty. GG's to Squad on Me. Now it's the Militia. It's Raven's turn as the circle closed one more time right on top of ATP. ATP hasn't had a move for quite a few circles now. Jovi coming crashing in. U-Boy trying to get close to Paulo. She-Viking does get knocked. It is Bappa in his helmet. Yugi pre-firing, spamming that window, trying to get any shots onto ATP. Helmet does get the knock on a boosted Tectate. Chi-Fan does get finished off by Caitlyn, and Caitlyn does get trade knocked by Helmet. This is not a good spot for Jovi. Helmet coming around. Helmet with 6 kills out of the 10. He does get the flushes out. His Yugi left alive, and he does get the finishes on Jovi as Helmet does get knocked from Tribe. Can Bappa clutch it up? He does see his right. He had to reload, and he does get Droids down to about 1/3 of the way health. 9K just crawling forward, giving the information back to Droids of where he is. It was a lost cause anyway. All right, Bappa jumping down, trying to get the res into his teammate Helmet. Let's hop back over here. We have Nerve, we have Slicky, Grim, your top fragger from the first game. They're using that third-person perspective to their advantage. Oh, he sees Abyssal! Abyssal trying to cross, but was heavily punished for that. Slicky finding him and getting the knock. We have just Lewis left alive from the Militia, and Nerve coming down the back door and does find Lewis as they take the Militia out. So we have 4 teams left alive in this tiny little circle. Looks like Raven from the Unnamed is just going to have to met it out and try to hope that somebody else dies before him to try to get better placement. At this point, it looks like Raven, all he can probably hope for is a 4th place finish unless something happens right here. Raven with 3 first A's, now 2. He's almost fully boosted up. ADP, they're still focusing their attention on that huge smoke cloud. Looks like resources, the utilities are coming out from Squad on Me, trying to get ATP as much, if they can. But Raven trying to cross, and why did he cross? Crossing like that, just giving another team a kill point, adding to the huge tally that ATP has 16 kills to their name right now. So they have 16 kill points, 1 point per kill. ATP Helmet spreading out a little bit the circle. This is going to be it. ATP definitely, this should be ATP's game all the way. They have the circle. They're just waiting for these other teams to make the mistake. Rain playing very, very quietly here as Squad on Me and ATP focus all of their attention on each other. The zone shifting in. Nerve left in the back for the med. Slicky trying to get in. Oh, Nerve did go down. It is just Slicky left alive now from Squad on Me. He's pushing in. He's trying to find his spot in the circle. The play zone did take Nerve. And the Slicky juking it around and tries to use that shotgun and try to get him. But it is just 8 DP and Rain left alive. Rain slowly managing. He's running in and unfortunately does not get the finish on to ATP. ATP with the colossal win. 11 kills from Helmet. She-Fan getting 2 and Bappa getting 6 for 19 kills for just that one team. Second place was Temple Storm with 1 kill. Third place was Squad on Me with 6. And 4th was the Unnamed. 5th was the Militia. 6th was Tribe. 7th Jovi. 8th Savage Hearts. 9th Team 9. 10th Wildcard. 11th the Militia. Team Method. 12th was Team Totality. 13th was Omen Elite. 14th Dice Invictus. 15th was Pittsburgh Knights. 16th C9. And 17th was Helping Quit Addiction. All right, so after this, we are going to have our updated scores and our updated top 5 fraggers. So stick around and we will be right back with that. Let me find you like a happier song. Oh, freaking ads.
Love your home and the stuff you own? Get it protected with Lemonade. Old insurance kind of sucks, but Lemonade is different. When you pay us, we take a small flat fee. The rest goes to covering your stuff. So if something happens, we pay super fast. That's what you get when you have bots instead of brokers, and algorithms instead of paperwork. Best part, leftover money goes to nonprofits you care about. Seriously, that's Lemonade. Insurance powered by AI and driven by social good.
Hello?
Hello, Monica.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I see you again. 2 weeks in a
Yeah.
row.
No, yeah. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. So you, that was a crazy last circle. Like it was just
Yeah, I
teams
know.
fighting everybody. So
Yeah,
okay.
so go ahead. What's your question?
I guess okay. So when, like, at what point did you guys? So you crashed that one building that you had till the final circle, right? Like, what? How many people were left alive when you crashed it?
You mean in the lobby? Or
Yeah,
the...
like how early? Like at what was it? Like 15 minutes?
No, I caught Zute. I caught Ome in the rotation.
Yeah.
And I saw like the car vehicle follow Zute wing to the building. So like I only saw one. So I called it out and asked my teammate to rush them. Turns out they have two people there. Yeah, but we did it. Like I took their building, and it turns out the building happens to be the center of the circle in the later phase.
Yeah.
So we kind of just hold our ground
the entire time. And then,
just hold it in the entire time.
And Jovi tried to crash up onto you as well.
Yeah, Jovi got me.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, how did that happen? So you guys, like, I think you knocked one as they were pushing, right?
Yeah. So they were all behind the wall. So Helen did a pretty good job. Like
Yeah.
it was like he was trying to flank them, and
Yeah.
he did it. So, but he almost got knocked by Silky's shotgun though. And that's kind of close.
Yeah, sorry, I'm answering something in Discord. Cool. So next one is Miramar. What are your biggest differences in Miramar versus Erangel with your strats, or like how you guys rotate?
Personally, Erangel is the map I'm most comfortable with.
Yeah.
Miramar, I just have to get used to it because in Classic, I don't really play Miramar in Classics. So I basically only play Miramar in Scrims. So I still need to get more familiar with the map and just trying to do it together with my teammate and see if we can like build better synergy or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had I feel like Rango we've been playing since like day one, right? And then you know, like all the little dips on all the different mountainsides and everything, and then like Miramar, like whenever you play it or spectate it, it's like, oh, there was you could hide there? Like, you know, it's kind of a surprise.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys are, hold on a sec. Are you guys playing in the tier 1s later today?
Yeah, probably.
I think so. Okay.
I'll try and do like ask them.
Yeah, we
Not-
have them.
not
Yeah, we
eating.
have them like right after this. Yeah, not eating. Every time I get into VC with you and I like to interview you, it's like I just hear like clacking around and like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. They were just always hungry. Every time I asked them to come to scrims, they would say, "Oh, I'm eating
Yeah.
later, something like that." So
Yeah.
I'll figure that out for them.
Cool. Well, you can tell Helmet, he is our top fragger so far of the night with 14 kills right now, because he got 11
Yeah,
I
I
think
know,
this
right?
last game.
Last game was crazy for him.
Yeah. And then Bappa is currently in 3rd place with 7 kills.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's cool. All right. Well, good luck in Miramar, and maybe I'll see you again later tonight.
Okay.
Alright.
See you later again tonight, and see you in New York.
Yeah. I'll see you. Yeah. Exactly. See you in New York.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Shifa.
All right. Thank you.
bye.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you.
That was 8 DP gold. Your winners from the most recent match, the second Erangel map. And let me try to get everything all sorted out, and we'll get the next match started very shortly. It's going to be TPP Miramar. Why is it like... This game is glitched. You guys, look at this. I see Squademy Grim in 2 different spots right now. Alright, we're just waiting on a couple stragglers. Oop. What is with these ads right now? Jeez, like every song. Now I know what you guys felt like when I had to play ads before. Alright. Pretty much have everybody in here. Alright, so if you guys want to see the current scores, we have them right now, all updated. Thanks to Morb for being so quick with these, but current scores are going to be, first place is ATP Gold with their massive win from the second match, having 49 points from that second match, so 30 points per placement and then 1 point per kill. So they're sitting at quite the lead right now in first place. Second place we have the Unnamed, so they did, you know, pretty decent second and third, or first and second match. So they're currently tied with third place, which is Squad on Me. definitely showing how, you know, being very consistent in your matches will definitely give you an advantage. So we have ATP Gold, The Unnamed, Squad on Me, Cloud9, Temple Storm, Dice Invictus, Method, Omen Elite, and the rest down from there. So we are on to TPP Miramar that we just hopped into, and I'm actually going to show you real quick the top 5 fraggers of the night are going to be ADP Helmet. We have ADP Helmet, so as you heard from before, he got 14 kills, 11 from that second Orengo match. The Unnamed Raven with 8, ATP Bappa with 7, the Unnamed Bucky with 3, and Squanami Slicky with 5. So you can see how just one match can make all the difference for these teams. So those are your total kills right now. It was actually supposed to be Miramar. We are gonna back this one out. Alright, we're gonna back out of this one. Looks like the room got glitched when we had staff, so you made the room and then changed the settings, and then the room gets glitched sometimes. Sorry about that. Sorry about technical difficulties. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for the new room to come up.
Storm.
Hello.
Hi.
Bruh, these rooms. Esports ready.
I know. Starting in 10 minutes still?
So, just give it like 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you message people in game if they're in game? If you're friends with them?
I think everyone backed out.
Everyone that I'm friends with is out.
Okay, Hotchix is still back out, remaking.
Starting in 5 minutes, so.
Oh my god, back out, remaking. Give it like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Back out, remaking. Who else? Kebo. He's matching. Omen, Beach, back out, remaking. So if you make the room and you hit like a wrangle and then you add the settings and the maps, then it like glitches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it switched. It switched the map. It went back to like just a wrangle map.
Okay, I'll give him 5 minutes. 8:45 p.m. EST. Okay.
You messaged me, LOL.
Who else is on my friends list? Steamy? Sam. Sam is in. Back out.
They're all coming.
When you're friends with everybody in the... Oh my god. When you're friends with everybody in the scrims on your friends list too. Alright, let me hide this. You guys don't see the information.
give him a 3-minute one.
Okay, now we're good. Alright, just gonna see what you guys are saying in chat as we wait. We're giving like 4 more minutes to all get in. It's like a mad dash to get in right now. Hi, Ellie. Ellie, Cassidy's, Jordan. Tensa, Monica's throwing. No, you, Tensa. Guys, don't look at chat as much when I'm streaming these because I'm like full like on this. Thank you for the follow, guys. I don't see it right away, but thank you for the follow. Thank you for the subs. I think I got Psychops with the sub during it. What? Tensa said, look at my message in Temple Storm Discord pics and memes. What did you do? I'm pro sniper now at Rain. What? Oh my god. TT Tensa with the yellow background looking exactly like Rain. Okay. Look at Helmet go. Chica, all the time, he comes in, like, when we're doing these, he's like, she comes in to all chat in the server, he goes, Temple, y'all need to start getting y'all stuff together. I'm tired of these things happening. I'm giving y'all bad reviews. Thanks, Chi. Moral support. Alright, we are just missing 1 from Omen Elite and 1 from Squad on Me. I can't invite. I wish he would bring back where you could invite people to the game, you know? These freaking ads on YouTube are ridiculous. Oh, if you guys, I made a new and improved rage scene. So if you guys have seen me rage on stream before, I made a new scene where it looks like this. Where it has my 2 rage emotes like in the corner. So stay tuned for regular streams where I rage on the daily. It's just more like on the hour at this game. So yeah. Alright, let's see if anyone can top Helmet's insane performance, getting 14 kills, 11 in that previous match. So far your winners have been C9 from the first game, ATP in the second, so we'll see who's going to get the 3rd, 4th, and 5th wins. Looks like we have everybody in, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, flying straight into Miramar, the Mexican desert, we're going to see quite a bit different tactics that we've seen. So the first 2 games, Orango, you've seen pretty much the exact same loot path or plane path for these teams that they had to play off of. kind of opposite circles. So the first circle on Erangel went to the very west side, ending over Ruins area. The second circle went over onto the very east side of the map, landing right over onto Milta. So completely different map, completely different strategies for Miramar for these teams. I'll find someone to watch. Let's watch Hot Jukes. Alright, so we have Miramar is going to be Miramar going over the very southern part of the island. So you're going to see probably some of these teams with their normal drop spots over on the northern part of the map. They're going to grab their cars, they're going to grab those vehicles and drive all the way up there. And Miramar also, it's a lot harder to rotate within this map just because of all the very steep mountainsides. It definitely slows your car down. Again, just like Shifan said from the interview that they won from the second match, Miramar, you don't know Miramar as well as Erangel for most of these teams. So some of these teams, I don't know, they might pick some different loot spots or drop spots. So right away, you have Team 9. Looks like Team 9 and maybe half of Team Method are going to take that very southern island right by Los Higos and the prison. So they might be contesting each other, trying to rotate out of that island. There's only two ways. There's only, well, you guys, I guess you could swim, but there's only two straightforward ways to get out of that island area. Looks like C9 trying new drop spots once again. C9 usually going to Opozo, but like I mentioned before, not quite accessible on this plane path. So we're gonna have Team Jovi, Caitlin, Gretel, Beowulf. Gonna have some yelling later on. Beowulf finishing and thirsting off his girlfriend Caitlin right away in Valley de Mar. Looks like Chumacera is going to be a little contested tribe, usually taking that area. The circle does close. You can see exactly the plane path as these teams had dropped out from there. But the circle is kind of on pretty central, just kind of on the right side part of the map. Looks like Jovi unfortunately boosted. They landed, they try to get those vehicles, but C9 is just going to kill them off and yoink them away from them. It's like Jovi definitely not off to a very good start. Chapel doesn't have anything to his name, only has about 40% of the way of health. So Pyra just kind of a hard peek. Yeah, he's just keeping his eyes on Chapel. He's calling out for the rest of his team. Really, Pyra could just kind of push this because Chapel has nothing to kind of defend himself with. This is kind of just a waiting game right now, a cat and mouse game, if you will. Zute getting the knock onto, actually the finish onto Seagod. So Omen Elite contesting Tribe. Tribe back when they were Pro Era, back when they were lights out, oftentimes it come to Chumacera, so they're still holding down this drop spot for themselves. Omen Elite, Zute, Wi-Fi, King A, and Beach. Giving Tribe a run for their money. Alright, popping over to see, looks like 8DP. Your winners from the last match, I think what they were doing before, so, you know, grabbing a vehicle, driving as far north as possible, trying to get to their regular drop, but it looks like ATP may not be aware that Savage Hearts is just on the downside. You gotta be careful. Again, these steep inclines that I was talking about before. Easy, not in a great spot now. Nothing to his name, and Marshy has all of his attention focused on this hillside. Easy gonna try to get out. These cars also driving uphill, they're gonna be slower, right? So you're not gonna be able to get your getaway as fast as you normally would, and Easy does get knocked from Marshy, unfortunately falling into the trap right next to Al Azahar. So Shifan, the one that we interviewed from ATP with their win, he's gonna slowly loot it up. He's got a little bit more stuff than Easy did, but still nothing really to call home or write home about. Alright, Tribe still on. Actually, Wi-Fi might be in a precarious spot. He's right in between. I was going to say, he was right in between 9K and Lucifer, but it looks like 9K and Lucifer did back away, so they're not going to be able to pincer Wi-Fi quite yet. Anya doing quite the amount of work from the second match, finishing 2 members, I believe, of Cloud9. And And it's gonna be running up. Doesn't really have any loot. Has a pistol to their name. Looks like Helmet did crash out of ATP. Just really not off to a good start because ATP Helmet, your top fragger, got knocked out of the car so far away from the rest of his team. Oh my goodness, Helmet. If he does go down, it's gonna give another team the opportunity to rise up above him in kills. Looks like Tensa, I think, got illusions and got the immediate thirst. These teams contesting in Monte Nuevo. Monte Nuevo, pretty stretched out city. Definitely a lot of different angles that teams can hold and fight against each other with. So it looks like wild card. They're on the opposite side of the street. I think they're gonna try to dip out, trying to find a vehicle and get out. Yeah, Alucard already on the run. Looks like Marchy Savage Hearts. Uh-oh. Looks like ATP still went down into Al-Azhar. So it is just Sheepben left alive. I think Sheepben, if he really boosts the car, he might be able to get to Helmet, at least get the res off one of his team members, but he lost Bappa. So Easy got knocked in the exact same place that Bappa did, but ATP still decided to go and rotate through Al-Azhar. Oh, can he make it? Can he make it? Oh, he's just so close, and Helmet does bleed out. So it is going to be just Shifen left to fight in this Miramar match without any teammates. Zute getting the knock onto Royd. So Tribe not able to hold. They're losing control of Chubasera. It's only Lucifer, and it's only 9K left alive. Where is Memo? Looks like Memo was subbed out. So we have Lucy. Let's see 9K. 9K looks like Lucifer and 9K both kind of just veering off away, and they're just gonna disengage from this fight, cut their losses, and try to find somewhere else on the map to go. On a Grim, Slicky, Cynic, and Nerve. It's like Beach was able to finish off Roids. Like 7 getting the nade onto Rain. So we have 2 and 2 up right now. We have 7 and Mango both knocked. Chica does get knocked. And Spec does take it out by 7. As Sam does. Looks like they weren't able to get him, and Sam does bleed out. And is that it for... Oh no, it wasn't it for Omen Elite. But, oh! Lucifer came back around, and now they're doing some damage to Omen Elite. It is 9K very far away with the hollow on his M16. I think... Yeah, 9K is probably going to lose Lucifer at this point, and it's only going to be 9K left. In the same boat as Shifan from ATP, they're going to be playing it pretty passively. 9K was spotted out by Omen Elite, so he's going to quickly duck down and get the meds up as quickly as he can before he tries to run away. Zone, again, slowly coming in, so all these teams are just kind of congregating a little bit closer into the center before they... before the next zone takes us deeper and deeper into the match. Uh-oh. 9K running away from Team Method, but running straight in, Omen Elite, and running straight into Team Jovi. There's just Yugi Boy. Looks like he was able to get the knock onto a member of the Unnamed and then get the immediate thirst. I don't have like a chat. I don't even want to see this. Alright. Team 9 taking a shot off. Sometimes it's a misfire. When you see like nobody nearby, sometimes it's a misfire, they're shooting a flare, but obviously they're outside of zone, they wouldn't shoot it. It's like Squad on Me Grim, actually. I'm gonna hop onto him. Well, Squad on Me Grim, he was your top fragger from the first match, but he's gonna be spraying down at Dice Invictus, giving that information back to his team. There is a team over at this compound very, very close to us. Alright, squad on me in the craters. Almost dead center, waiting for this zone just to close a little bit long, waiting a little bit longer for this zone to close. So we still have C9 edging it in. Again, very different strategy from what we're used to seeing C9 do. Zone is about to shift and closes in on the slightly southern central part of the map. So we have the Militia, Squad on Me, Dice Invictus, the Unnamed, and a Team Method coming in. Actually, Team Method 2 and 2 split over onto opposite sides of Los Leones. You'll see teams split up 2 and 2 like that, gather more information, more circle control. But if they are a little bit too far apart, it could spell trouble if one of the duos does run into problems and the other half of the team is too far away from them. So looks like Method is slowly coming a little bit closer together. Fishy with a 6x SR, just taking very optimistic shot to this car going across. Method taking very, very wide rotation too. Who is driving in this? Is that Clay? Clay in this smoking car. He's just kind of popping in and out of the mountainside as Militia's still raining down shots at him. But I think Clay, he's going to eventually try to meet up with Everfury and Prophecy. It's like he was done with that vehicle. He doesn't want to risk getting blown up. Alright, not really too much to watch right now. Again, these teams, you'll see a lot of action right away as these teams kind of scrap back and forth. You know, may take a kill, have a couple first bloods. But then afterwards is pretty much a big lull for the next, I would say, like 15, 20 minutes or so. And then finally all of the action right at the end where, as you saw in the second match of Erangel, it was about... what was it, about 10 different teams right on top of each other in this little circle, all duking it out to try to get into the little final parts of the match. Alright, again, just watching the circle as these teams are going to be rotating in. If you guys are curious to know what the point system is, let me find the scores. So this is the 3rd out of 5 matches that we are doing tonight. So we have TPP Miramar now. It's going to be TPP Sandhawk next, and then it's going to be TPP Vikindi at the very, very end. So these are the scores for our scrims tonight. Is the exact same thing as PMCL, so you guys are all very, very familiar with it. But it is going to be first place you get 30 points, second place is 22, third is going to be 19, fourth 16th, 14, 12, 10, and then 8th, and then from there it's just singular points going down. Looks like one member from Jovi to get knocked. I don't know where they are. Oh, was that the last? Hold on, let me see. It looks like that was the last member of Team Jovi that they went out in first place. So unfortunately, similar performance as the first match in Erangel. But and then you can see 1 point per kill. Alright, Grim getting knocked from TT Enigma. It looks like they were up in the craters and they have since moved down a little bit closer to Los Leones. But Squad on Me Grim, their IGL did get knocked with an SKS from very, very far away. So Slicky's probably going to have no problems picking him up. Wildcard found a drop, looks like. Let's see what Dean was able to pick up out of there. So Dean with, looks like he got the level 3 helmet. Alucard got the ghillie suit, M249, level 3 helmet, and okay, it looks like Alucard just went and looted the entirety of the crate and then let Dean have his second helpings afterwards. Alright, zone is about to close one more time. We saw Savage are coming in, Sheep Fan playing very, very quietly outside of zone, and zone shifts right onto Los Leones in the open mountains and fields to the north side of it. Alright. My lane prone. He sees a car approaching. He's got the 4 times on his AK. He sees it coming. He was trying to lay prone and try to reduce his recoil as much as possible, but he sees the cars coming up right on behind him. Alucard not too far away from Team Totality. Looks like they sent Alucard, the most heavily looted up, most heavily kitted out person to be the scout to go ahead, eat all those shots as the rest of his team comes up right on behind him. Meanwhile, getting the knock onto DC Susie. And all of a sudden, Alucard from Wildcard is now going to be the one further in circle than Team Totality. So he's gotten literally to 180 on Team Totality come up on their backside. You have Omen Elite, still 4-man strong. Just on the very outskirts of Los Leones, 9K, the last one alive for Tribe. Just soloing it in, playing very passively, trying to go for placement at this point. Lewis got knocked and finished off by Squad on Me. It looks like Fishy getting the trade knock onto Squad on Me as well. So we have Nerd, we have Grimly, and we have Slicky still left alive. Cynic knocked but not out. Militia coming in. Abyssal trying to find Slicky. Slicky does drop down all the way. Oh, Abyssal trying to find Slicky, but does not quite get it. Abyssal down to about 2 HP, and Slicky does get the knock, so it's going to just be D-Mox left alive from the Militia, and he's got a full squad on him. So he sees Nerve, finds him, does get a knock on the Nerve. It is Slicky on the advance now with Cynic. Slicky just kind of spraying into the smoke, trying to find those hit markers. D-Mox is going to take the time. Maybe he can get the revive as Squademy is a little bit slowed down with the knock onto Nerve. Alright, D-Max is able to get Fishy up. Both these teams not in a very great spot right now, kind of caught out in the open. It's like he's giving some cover for, oh, looks like they abandoned their revive onto Nerve in lieu of having him come down a little bit outside. Looks like they were getting some third-party shots from off in the distance, possibly by Dyson Victus. Looks like he evading the utilities thrown out by Militia. The mollies, the grenades. Meanwhile, does get Salty Bay off in the distance. Oh. It's like he's cooking a grenade. Does it have D-Mox's name right on it? He throws it right towards the direction of Fish. He does not quite land any damage. He's going to be spraying in the smoke, trying to find those hit markers so he can hone down right on that spot. Like Cynic diverting his attention a little bit over onto Dyson Victus. Cynic and Nerve on the push. The Militia backing up over onto the Reds. Looks like Cynic is about to get tagged up and just get knocked from Fishy. So once again, putting Squademy not in the greatest of spots. Slicky in a very, very bad spot with very, very low health. So we have Nerve pushing up even further. Militia Fishy did get knocked, getting the trade knocked. So it is D-Max versus Nerve versus Slicky. Slicky pushing up. He's trying to gather information, does not quite able to scale the rocky mountainside. He does see D-Mox and gets D-Mox tagged up, and that is it for the Militia 15th place out of the scrim. The circle did shift right onto the northeast part of the map, so helping quit addiction, ATP, Team Totality, Dyson Victus, they're all within the circle. Looks like there's the really harsh dividing line down the middle that is the road. Team 9 now fighting Dyson Victus, who was shooting at Squad Enemy previously. Savage Hearts caught right in the middle. Shifen having traversed all the way from El Azahar all the way to the north, staying outside in the blue, has come all the way down onto the fairly open part of the map onto the right side, as long as he can stay out of earshot from Team 9. Omen Elite and Method going right at it. Loyalty does get Night Owl off in the background. Kinga getting knocked from Loyalty off from atop. Alright, wildcard. They lost Illusions previously, very early off in the match, so we have Dean, MVP, and Alucard still at it. Alright, looks like Team 9 was able to take out... Well, that's Savage Hearts. They were able to take out Savage Hearts. That was caught. Remember, they were caught in between Dice Invictus and Team 9. So it just took them out, pushing further and further, solidifying their spot in the circle even more. Fears does get knocked and finished out. So Dice Invictus playing at a deficit, only having 50% capacity. Twinkles and Bullet left alive with a full team of Team 9 right onto them. Oh, it looks like Twinkles was vaulted up in the air. It did take a little bit of damage from that. Circle's about to close one more time. This circle is no joke right now. Starting to do a heavy amount of damage, especially for Shifen left out in the open. And Tribe, 9K, the two solos in the match. Pittsburgh Knights, sorry, Method, definitely a very strong spot within the circle. We have Prophecy and we have Clay, right dab in the middle. You have Squad on Me and C9. C9 very, very quiet. Kind of forgot about them. So Squad on Me and C9 fighting it out. Looks like C9, Perkis says, was knocked, but they should be able to res them, no problem, which is exactly what happened. They have Team Totality on the downside by the hill right next to them. They got their car exploded up, so they're not going to be able to use it really for rotating into the circle. And they are one of the teams that is the furthest from the circle right now. So Squad on Me up on the reds, above them, spread out. You got Team Totality. You know, these hills, these mountainsides are so steep in Miramar that when you throw your grenades, you gotta take into account that they're gonna bounce, they're gonna roll further down the mountainside than where you threw. Looks like Pyra did get knocked. Pyra did get knocked. Every Fury knocked as well. And same comment, looks like Pyro was a scout ahead. He was trying to find a safe spot for his team. Obviously, that spot is one of the most congested spots on the map. So right now, they're going to be migrating on treacherous territory with no vehicle. They'll get a little bit taken up from behind by Team Totality from down the hill. HH24 once again seeing that scout going up ahead, trying to find that spot within the zone for the rest of his team. HH24 finding a... quite the OP dip here for the rest of his team to travel on behind him. 8 DP HQA. They're pushed right up onto Dice Invictus. That they saw bullet, and that was it for Dice Invictus. A cleanest squad wipe. So looks like we had, oh, looks like C9 came right onto Squad. Squad and Me playing out of their minds right now. Squad and Me. Oh, Slicky actually just got knocked from, just got knocked and finished off. As I said, I completely jinxed them. As I said it, they got wiped. But Squad and Me, definitely, you know, taking out C9, just now, a very valiant effort. So we have Team Totality just playing as, trying to get in. HQA on the north side of the circle, not quite in yet. The circle shifting over to the right, gifting Team 9. Their previous name, 9 Circle. Will they be able to make it to that point of the map that they are named after? ATP Shifen again holding out, you know, going from losing his teammates right away to being able to get at least 7th place right now. Very, very good effort for Shifen. It looks like we have Pittsburgh Knights. You only have 7. You only have Mango left alive after losing 2 of their members to Temple Storm earlier on in Picado. Crashing into... This skin is one of the most obvious skins in the world. Looks like, oh, and they got immediately thirsted out by Team 9, by Loyalty. Again, very, very hard to drive in Miramar. All the very steep slopes causing your vehicles to overturn and causing your rotations to be much, much slower. All right, we have HQA and Team Totality right on top of each other, trying to... Neither is seen in the circle, so they have to take this fight to try to get in. And Team Totality does go down to helping Quit Addiction. Looks like Chi Wong pushing up ahead. waiting for the rest of his team to give him some support as he knows that Team 9 is just around the mountainside. We have Team Method. They lost Ever Fury, their in-game leader. You have Clay, they just got Prophecy up, and Monarch, but they only have 1 second left before the zone starts closing, and immediately, I don't know if Prophecy can make it. Yeah, Prophecy getting knocked to play zone. Monarch full sending up ahead. On a little bit of a dip. He's going to blow up the vehicle, so, you know, taking out those variables that another team could possibly thirst him out. Alright, 5 teams left. Method, Clay does get knocked. Monarch, last one alive for Team Method. He sees Team 9. He's going to be around this vehicle that's blown up that, you know, he can't be blown up and taken it. But he's getting picture shredded. He's got 2 different members of Team 9 on either side. He does get... he almost got Decipher there, but Decipher from Team 9 was able to get the finish off of Team Method. We have Helping Quit Addiction. Helping Quit Addiction against 8 DP Shifen. Old teammates turn rivals, and Shiwang does get the finish onto Shifen. Looks like Tribe 9K, one of the first, having his team almost completely taken out right at the beginning of the game. 9K did it a little better than Shifen. He was able to get to at least 3rd place now, but Team 9 coming around, they might be able to spot 9. Yep, they see 9K, and 9K does get the knock onto Loyalty. He's giving that information back to Decipher. There's 1 left, and 9K does get taken out by Decipher. It is only 2 teams left. Helping Quit Edition doing their math. They know that there's 6 players left, and they know there's 4 players on their team. They're going to rush this. They saw it in the kill feed. They know somebody is knocked on the other side. It is Team 9. So they're going to push around, completely surrounding this mountainside. This is Helping Quit Addiction's aggressive push of trying to find Team 9. Oh, he sees him. He sees Decipher. What are we watching right now? He sees Decipher. You see that grenade pop. Is it going to knock Shiwang? It is right on top of it. Shiwang not quite finding the zone. Overstanding a little bit too far. This zone is literally right on top of this mountainside. It's going to come to a matter of who has a zone, and it's going to be Helping Quit Addiction on the north side. Looks like Loyalty get knocked. It's just Decipher. Helping Quit Addiction has all the advantages in this circle. They have the most team members up. They have the zone, and they're just waiting for Team 9 to make the mistake to try to push up. But, you know, having a circle right on top of a mountainside, there's not really that much playable land to be used right now. All Team 9 can really hope for is to med out. Oh, Decipher running around. It's a ring around the rosy game for Team 9 and Helping Quit Addiction. Fox definitely heard them. He's giving that information out. The circle's starting to close. And he does blow it up! And with the win of the 3rd match of TPP Miramar, you have Helping Quit Addiction, Lanlan with 2, Fox with 2, Chiwang with 3, and Wuqing with 2. 2nd place, we have Team 9. Very, very good effort with the 11 kills. 3rd was Tribe, Outsider, really... you know, surviving all the way to the end and holding out to get that 3rd place finish for his team. 4th, we have 8 DP. 5th was Team Method. 6th was Team Totality. 7th was Pittsburgh Knights. 8th was Squad Amin. 9th, Omen Elite. 10th was C9. 11th, Dice Invictus. 12th, Wildcard. 13th, The Unnamed. 14th, Savage Hearts. 15th, The Militia. 16th was Jovi. And 17th was Temple Storm. So, we are going to get on to our 4th out of 5th match. Words. And that is going to be TVP Sandhawk. So bring out the snakes, and we'll be right back after this short intermission and get you that winner's interview, the updated scores, and the top 5 fraggers of the night. Be right back.
Ultimate is still first.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Squad on me.
Hello.
Okay, so this is not help and quit addiction. Your winners from the third match. This is
Did I mess up again?
no. This is Dawn, Birdnose, and Lexi who are helping me out
Yeah.
tonight behind the scenes. So
Hi.
Hello.
no, I asked Chi Wong to come in for an interview, and he said his English wasn't really that good. So he just said he said was my English is very poor. Just rush people for fun. That's all.
GG's.
GG. I still need to edit.
I constantly have the heart attack that we start the game before I get in the spectating spot. Like sometimes I'm like just hanging, or like we're about to start and like the person who's making the room is spamming like, Monica, get in the spectating spot, get in the spectating spot. Yeah.
I do that too. It's okay.
Yeah.
I got 2 kills. Like I'm not even in there right now.
Nope.
It's because I was waiting for Morb to make this extra spot. Okay, I'm going in now. Bird, can you invite me? it makes it so much easier when she invites me.
She's like, invite me. You're my friend's list.
I wish I could invite people on my friends list. I could literally invite half this lobby in a second.
It would be so much easier. I hate that.
It would be easier.
Lexi, you're not even in. I can't even add you.
I know.
Oh.
Wow.
Like, oh, rip. Freaking rip. GG's.
I send it up.
Alright, so... Do we still have Helmet in first place?
Yeah.
Damn!
I know.
I thought because he died earlier on, right, without any kills, I thought like
yeah,
somebody
he still
might
has
jump
14.
over
He
them.
still has
Yeah.
more than anyone.
Oh, yeah.
That's if it's almost done.
Yeah.
I just need to put the omen line. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, that's right. Make sure that my freaking.
I wish I could invite.
I know. Low battery. My phone's plugged in. You lie. Wait, make sure.
Alright, so a couple minutes, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
E.
Yeah, a couple of sweaty gamers left.
Okay. I'm missing Chica.
Chica.
Kraken should be coming in.
Ah.
There we go.
Okay. Jovi's in there. Omen. PK. Alicia. And Savage Hearts.
PK, PK, PK.
Actually missing quite a few.
Yeah. Let's see.
They still have 2 minutes.
So have
Or 1 minute
Weefy. Who's the other member of PK? That we're missing?
They've had a lot tonight.
They've had a lot tonight.
Well, they had Jagger, they had
Jagger.
Sam.
They had
That was like vaguely
They had
toxic. That
Daniel.
was like they've had quite a lot tonight.
They've had 6 people tonight.
It's like, which one do you want me to name?
Oh my god. LOL. Okay.
We're missing Wi-Fi still.
So, we don't have
Wi-Fi
the updated
fixture
scores yet,
booty.
but we don't have the updated scores yet, but helping quit addiction before this match, they were
I need a help out on
in.
that. I have nothing
Where'd they go?
because I already done with clips.
I don't know what Morbs do if he's busy. Alright, we need
I was helping quit addiction, right? Where'd they go?
Omen, the militia. They're both missing one. I'm gonna give them 30 seconds.
Helping quit addiction is. Helping quit addiction was literally in last place before this match. They were in 17th place and they got that win. So they really, really need that win. But that's gonna push them up to, probably. I'm gonna guess probably like 9th or 10th or somewhere in there.
Hey, you
So
want me to get in the
helping quit
lobby?
addiction definitely
help out with
having
scores.
quite the because they got. 15th
15th.
place and then they
can
got
help
17th
me
place the first and second
with the
match,
kills if you
so
want.
definitely
Yeah,
on both
okay,
extremes
wait.
of
Wait, let me-
performances.
Wait, did you post a password?
Yeah. Hold on, we're trying to get
Wait.
Dawn in here.
Okay, wait.
Alright, getting started very, very shortly. Militia Lewis. Noted 19 kills in the what phase? Alrighty, it's getting started very shortly. Alright, we are off to the races for Sandhawk TPP. So everyone's favorite perspective and favorite map combination, right? So Sandhawk is the smallest map of PUBG. So it is only a what was it? It's only like a 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer map versus Erangel and Miramar, which are both 8 kilometer by 8 kilometers. So it is literally half the size of Erangel and Miramar. So a lot of these teams, you know, where if you thought it was congested before, this is gonna be twice the amount as these teams are vying for prime real estate in Sanhok. Up on a Beowulf. Beowulf with the same outfit for like almost a year. Same thing as Pyre. You see a trend where people are always wearing the same things all the time. Like Nico's been wearing this outfit. Nico's been wearing this outfit since I met him over a year ago. Alright. This zone, let's take a look-see and where it's going to take all of our gamers to. It's going to split right down the middle. Sandhawk is, you know, I mentioned, is so small that you can pretty much jump to anywhere on the map, no matter where it is, if you just long jump all the way there. So you're going to see all these places pretty much reachable to these teams as they jump out. So immediately we have Helping Quit Addiction, your winners from the last match, jumping out pretty early on, and they're gonna go for, I believe it's just like these split looting over these like very tight-knit compounds to the west side of Ruins. See where everybody else is going. We usually see quite a few teams drop in boot camp. Usually, yep, usually, oh, we don't see Tribe there. Sometimes Tribe goes there and they contest with Squad Me has always been going there. Omen Elite usually, yep, landing on the warehouses side, on the north side of boot camp. And then Team 9. It looks like we're going to have immediate action between Team 9 and Squad on Me. Last, he's gonna go for the immediate revive. He doesn't have anything to his name, but he's gonna try to revive his teammate. Last week during this standoff, looks like Salty Bay did get the kill on a Pyro. Looks like Cynic getting the knock on a Decipher, and they immediately go for the Thirst. Last week in this, I believe Squad on Me did win boot camp over Team 9. Let's see if they can have that exact same fate this time around. Where everybody else is landing here. You got Tribe landing over in the northeast part over by Camp Bravo. Usually Tribe kind of PK they you know, Sandhawk, just because there's not so many big cities that are, oh my god. So Salty Bay is the last one alive from Savage Hearts in Paradise Resorts. Edwin also knocked Pyra and Beowulf. Knocked. They have heavy casualties on both sides. Look, it's like a 1v1 almost between Uneven and Salty Bay at that point, but she was able to get Hot Cheeks up. So Uneven now. C9 not usually getting contested in Paradise Resorts. And last week too, I believe it was last week again, we did have the same trade or same contest, or maybe it was the week before that. We had Savage Hearts against C9 in Paradise Resorts, and Savage Hearts was able to get the jump onto C9 and finish it off. I believe it was all by Hot Juice as well. Hot Juice on the hunt with a UMP. You gotta be careful of Paradise. There's so many different little angles that you can find. None of these players have meds at all. It's literally one, but he does get the knock onto Beowulf once again. Just getting knocked from Uneven off on that off angle. So Edwin slowly about to bleed out. Pyra dead. Beowulf knocked, but not out. So Uneven, no meds whatsoever except for that painkiller. Beowulf to get finished off by Not Owl. Oh, they know where Uneven is now. He's grabbing that first stick. He's gonna try to med up real quick. Zone does shift into the central part of it, so not really any sort of hardship for any of these players, so they're gonna be able to just slowly come in for the rotations into the match. Alright, looking back, looks like Team 9 did disengage. Looks like maybe it's just Cabo left alive from Team 9, disengaged from boot camp. But once again, Squad on Me are the kings of boot camp. Uneven, very similar to what happened during the second Orango match, being the last one alive for C9 and kind of disengaging. Yugi coming in with a third party and getting Hot Jukes. Hot Jukes thinking that it was completely safe outside of Paradise, and Hot Jukes did get finished off by Yugi Boy. See how the rest of these teams are going. Jovi, almost identical to how they used to drop in Erangel, taking that split loot up into the northeast part of the map. Pittsburgh Knights rotating just past Tribe. The Militia going to Quarry, where they usually go. We've seen them do that time and time again. And Militia, or Wildcard, once again back with their new roster, taking up in the general same vicinity that they used to go to. And Cabo leaving boot camp from Squad on Me, but now getting a little bit closer to Team Total. He does have one little mountainside on the in-between between Pen 9 and this compound that he is holed up into. A drop does come down from the heavens. We got an on with the 20 ammo, 4 times, level 3 helmet and vest. That Clay. You saw Clay with that car 9 earlier on in the match. This could be exactly what he's hoping for, to trade out that Tommy for an That's quite the upgrade. Alright, just so you guys can see the rotations, see what teams are still left. pretty much we have everyone still up, just a couple solos from those early game scuffles. So Sandwich Hearts losing 2, C9 losing 3, and then Team 9 losing 3 as well, and PK losing 3 as well too, with their split loot on the east side of Paradise Resorts. 7 fighting Memo, and he's spring over at 9k, but 9k with the grenade somehow did not do any damage to Memo. He was on the just perfectly angled on the other side of the tree, and 7 does go out to the nade from Tribe Gaming. Alright, zone shifts onto the southern part. It's half split over the main part of the island and the southern southwest part. So we'll see where this zone is going to take us next, where these teams are going to have to cross. There's many different little mini bridges and little pieces of land that are connected that teams could use to cross against Team Totality in a perfect square on each corner of Pen 9 as they loot it up as quickly and efficiently as possible. Looks like Clay, as I predicted, going for that and getting rid of that Tommy as soon as he could. Alright, the very southeast part is actually pretty uncontested right now, so these teams are not gonna... I mean, these teams on the north part of the map are definitely gonna be having a hard time getting in the circle, finding a good compound, finding a good place in the circle to call their home. Looks like Militia Fishy did get knocked. So with that M4, getting the knock onto Prophecy off in the distance with that 6 times. So we have Monarch and we have Clay still left alive. Let's see if Clay can use that crate drop and use it to his advantage against the militia up the hill. Temple Storm encroaching onto Pen 9, where Tensal is on the lookout in that north corner. Looks like Lewis was knocked and finished off by Alucard. Not a lot of action again. Again, just this very early game, a lot of scuffles back and forth, losing several players here and there on different teams, possibly not really having any teams go out quite yet, but these teams, oh, it looks like uneven, getting the knock and the finish onto Zute. You know King A is going to be looking for revenge on the other side of the road from him, so, oh, King A coming in, and King A with that Uzi, with that hipfire Uzi, does get the finish onto uneven. That is it for Cloud9. All these teams, so early scuffles on it to get centered closer and closer together, fighting when they need to, where the zone forces them, where they have to take those fights to get into the circle. The zone is going to close in. The unnamed going to be left out in the zone. Again, this is the second circle, so it's not going to do too much damage. As the phases start stacking up, it's going to start to do more and more. Again, ATP fighting against Tribe. Helmet, your top fragger of the night. 14 frags is out once again with 0 kills so far to his name. Let's see if they can get him picked up and see if he can collect more frags to add to the tally. So we have Easy, last one alive. Easy was the first one out in the previous match, and now he's the last one left alive. He does spot Lucifer, gets a knock onto Lucifer, so it is Memo, it is Siga, and it is 9k spraying down into the circle, into the window, trying to find Easy, and Easy getting pre-fired at from Memo. Easy is only 1 HP. And the zone has closed in. Memo trying to find that angle on Easy. He's just perfectly in the corner there. You heard him move. Memo finds him and does get the finish on to Easy. That is it for Help and Quit Addiction. Your winners from the first match, and the zone shifts back onto the main part of the island. Help and Quit Addiction, Dice Invictus, they're going to have to rotate across this dividing line that is a river to get back into this circle. Looks like Squad Enemy Cynic is actually caught right in between 2 halves of Temple Storm and did get knocked previously, so it is just Slicky left alive from Squad Enemy. He's going to just run away with his tail hiding between his legs to get away from Temple Storm. You still have the unnamed, similar strats that you see going cross maps. So in the first match, or in the Wrangle maps, you know, they're always playing Edge. Looks like it's carrying over onto Sandhawk. We have Jovi Jovi just scouting ahead, looking for people. They heard the fights going on before between Tribe and wait, who was it? 8DP. 8DP? Was it 8DP? Before. So they're going to be honing in onto that side and trying to find anyone if they can. All right, you see these teams coming in closer and closer together. Alright, Jovi caught actually right in between Savage Hearts and Tribe now. Savage Hearts only with Salte Bay, only with Night Owl left alive. They lost Hot Juice earlier on to Jovi, Yugi Boy. So, you know, coming down from Paradise Resort, Jovi's still a thorn in their side as they find themselves on the very same side of the map. Looks like Chapo was able to get an M24 knock. Chapito onto 9K. He's looking for another one on Lucifer. He's trying to see if anyone from Tribe is going to go smoke it out, trying to go for the revive onto 9K. Yep, and you see the smoke come out from Lucifer, giving him the cover to potentially cross over to his teammate to get the res up. Not quite the quick enough reaction. Looks like we have Wildcard, we have Temple Storm right in the middle. You have TT fighting against HQA. They are still in Pen 9. They haven't moved a single inch out of this city that they have landed and called home. So up on the rooftops, we're waiting for this next circle to close. And Zone's just dead center, giving Method, Temple Storm, Wildcard the advantage of already being there. And they're just going to have to gatekeep, defend their spots as these teams are going to try to cross. HH24, M16 Uzi. HH24 loves the burst on the M16, and that burst up close and personal is nothing to be trifled with. We have HQA, Chi Wang, Xiji, Fox, and Wu Jing over not too far away. HQA also your winners from the last match from Miramar. So Miramar, Sanhok, polar opposites. Yep, looks like team totality. Moving on to the compound just a little bit further down from Pan 9. Looks like Enigma did get knocked from Shiwang. And Shiwang got trade knocked by HH24. He's like, not today. You're not taking my teammate with you. And then Cheesy, off with the off angle, does get the flush onto Enigma. So right now, we have Tensa and we have Proplex still left alive. Fear's getting the knock onto 8DP. Oh, it wasn't 8DP from before. I was like, who did Tribe fight from before? That's like getting a knock onto Shizi. No mercy from Tensa. He's gonna try to go for the flush. His teammate can't get close enough to, and he's probably gonna bleed out on the other side of that river, and does so. All right, we're gonna look on to Method. Method, they lost over Fury earlier on. Can't getting the knock onto Slicky, or the finish onto Slicky. Slicky, the last one alive. They were running away from Temple Storm after Cynic was taken out, so that's it for squad. I mean, we have 11 teams left, 33 still alive in this circle. The zone is closing in once more. Illusions and Wildcard, the rest of them having one of the most important compounds within the circle. It's slightly uphill. It's looking down at everybody around them, and Jovi equally same in one of the final compounds in the circle. All right, to be into the final circle. Wherever this next zone's going to shift, it's going to dictate where, pretty much who wins the match and where these teams are going to rotate from. King A, by himself, only had 3 come in. He's on the little moped, and circle shifts right onto Wildcard, as I predicted, just right in the center of the zone. Little Temple Storm Kraken already in. He's just on the edge, laying by a rock. So you see this third-person perspective. Players are going to play a lot more passively, try to collect that information. Rain getting the knock onto the Unnamed from down the hill. The entirety of the Unnamed behind one boulder off to the left side, and oh, they're not in a very good spot because they have Temple Storm up the hill from them, and they have Team Method to their left. Bullet getting the knock and the finish on Proplex. So it is just Tensa left alive now. And Tensa gets finished off by Spectre with the third party. That is it for Team Totality. Out in 11th place. We have 10 teams left now as these teams are coming in closer and closer together. Rainy sees Bucky. He quickly swaps to the 3 times on his M4. Bring him down. He does see Spec get knocked in the back rows. He's going to come back, not overextend, and try to get the res on his teammate. Looks like Raven is the last one alive from the unnamed. He gets finished off by Method as they cross over from the compound and try to get up the hill. Wildcard just spraying shots in every direction that they can find people. DC Invictus as well. They have their eyes on Templestone. They know they're up there after getting the initial knock on the Spec. Prophecy to die out to Zone. Zone shifts right onto Wildcard. Wildcard literally gifted the circle. Monarch getting knocked from, actually finished off by, yeah, he was already knocked, but finished off by Wildcard. So Dyson, Bullet has an Alm of his own, so we'll see if it'll be an Alm off between Team Method and Dice Bullet. Oh, getting a pre-fire. Playzone did take Fox from XCP. Or 8DP. Tribe. Actually, 2-2 split. You see this happen a lot of times. You know, taking a lot of circle control, duel together, you know, increasing their chances of survival. Looks like Tribe to get a knock on a booster from Joey, but Siga to get the knock on a Chipito. Right now, Jovi only 1 left alive, which is Yugi Bear going for a quick revive. But the zone is closing in. Looks like Era to get taken out. Not a good spot. This blue zone is too OP. Squad wiping teams left and right. We have Wildcard just literally just spraying down, gatekeeping everybody from coming inside with the only real hard cover left in the zone. He sees Yugi Bear. Doesn't quite take any shots on him. It looks like a Wildcard MVP did get taken out. This is it. This is the push. And Temple Storm getting pitched from the side by Dice Invictus. So we have 5 teams left. Looks like they got Seagut. They go for the thirst on the Seagut. Spraying into the smoke. Just Fear is just popping off at every single open angle that he can find. It's just Memo left alive now. He's going to stay quiet. Probably wait for everyone to, you know, be engaged with each other. Not really paying attention. Forget about him behind the rock. And he's going to wait to snake in. Looks like Illusion with the Uzi does get the knock on the Zuzu. And goes right back in to get naded by Dice Invictus. So they took each other out right then and there. Alright, we have Jovi. We have Team Method. You have Wildcard and you have Dice Invictus. Chapito went out with the M24 up on the rock and quickly gets down, just trying to gather that quick information, trying to get any visual cues of where teams are. A throw nade. It's going to be pesky from the behind. In the real fight right now, Dice Invictus and Wildcard at each other. He knows just Dean left alive from paying attention to the kill feed. Dean trying to get to Alucard is trying to get through the revive. He only has about 4th away. Hell, he knows the entire team is right onto him and gets killed by Dice Invictus in the closet, putting him in his place. Looks like Method Clay was taken out as well, so we only have Memo left alive. Memo pulling an outsider from the Miramar match, so they're going to be able to go for placement despite only having 1 up. Memo does get the knock on the bullet. He's going for the reload. He's pincered from all sides and does get knocked from Dice Invictus. So Dice Invictus with the win. Fears, Bullet, Twinkles, and Suzu with the 13 kills. Second place was Tribe with 9, and third with Jovi with 5. So from there we have Method, Wildcard, Temple Storm, HQA, Savage Hearts, The Unnamed, Omen Elite, Team Totality, Squad on Me, The Militia, ATP, Cloud9, Team 9, and Pittsburgh Knights. Alright, that was a really quick match. Sadek usually only takes maybe like 20-25 minutes, like at maximum, for it to finish off, whereas Arango and Miramar, you can go all the way up to 35 minutes. So we are going to have the scores, we're going to have the kills, and we're going to be back for our very final match of the night, match number 5, TPP McKindy. Hello? Bullet? Bullet?
Yes. Hello.
So, hold on, let me get my seat up.
Okay.
So, winners of match number 4, we have Dice Invictus.
Yep.
Where do you guys land usually in Santa?
We land in the southern part of the map. A place called Sami. Pretty nice on loot. It's a big city. Yeah.
I know you guys like were in ruins maybe a couple weeks ago, so you guys have migrated a little further south of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we switch sometimes. Like if we realize we're given something, we'll switch, you know, just to test experiment and all that.
Keep everyone else on their toes. Like you can't guess where we're gonna go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, do you wanna give me kind of just like a run through of what all happened the last couple minutes of that match?
Basically it was just to, you know, get as close to the zone as possible and to relieve all the pressure from every team that was putting pressure on us. Like how Tempo came and they were like running in with us on the left side. We had to get them out, or they would have definitely, you know, it would have definitely killed us from behind. And then we had a guy still watching us from wildcard. It was just the pressure because, you know, there's a very, very small amount of smokes on Sandhawks.
Yeah, it's like, Sandhawk is like you get like maybe 2 smokes, and that's kind of all you can get.
Exactly.
Yo, but wildcard got that compound right. Maybe I don't know, 30 people left or something, or maybe more than that, and they just kept getting that circle every single time. Yeah,
that's crazy. So the zone just kept favoring them.
Yeah, favoring them like every single time, and then you guys got it.
I think that they yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Actually, I need to go clip because who's your teammate?
Suzu, yeah.
Suzu? Okay, so Suzu threw, is that Gabby?
Yeah, that's Gabby.
Okay,
yeah.
So Gabby threw the nade at, who was it from Wildcard? I forgot.
Illusions knocked him, and then the nade got him after.
Yeah, threw the grenade.
That was funny.
And then he knocked Gabby with the Uzi, and then Gabby's grenade blew up. Like Illusions like ran out of the compound, and then ran back in right into the grenade.
Right into it. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
We were. Yeah, I was like, oh,
dying after that.
Yeah, we were.
Oh my god.
We were.
All right, I'm gonna let you. You want any shout outs you have to give to anybody?
Yeah, shout out Twinkles, Suzu, aka Gabby and Fierce. That's it. And Monica for running these great scrums, competitive scrums.
Yeah.
That's it.
All
right.
Yeah, so great job on that last match, and then I'll let you get into the last match, which is gonna be McKindy TPP.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Yep, nice. Bye. Hold on, I'm looking at chat right now, guys. Okay, so, last match of the night. Oh my god, who messaged me? Bird knows. Hi, stream. Like the sheer number of friends that just like messaged me like while I'm streaming, like hi stream, or like Spec has messaged me before too, and he's just like shameless plug for his Twitter and for his everything. All right, if you guys want to see the final scores, so we have hold on, let me just make sure this is 100% right. Hold on one second. I'm just checking, making sure this is 100% correct. Something's not right here. Sorry, I didn't test this out before, but my Excel spreadsheet, I had to add a 5th match, so the scores are going to be a little bit, like the formulas weren't 100% right when I carried them over. Ah, I see. Oh. Let me get in the spectator spot. Okay, so if you guys want to know the top killers right now, so we don't have the overall scores quite yet, but the kills for the match so far. So your top fragger is still Helmet at 14 that he got. So we got 3 kills the first match, 11 kills the second match, and then hasn't got any kills the third and fourth match. Somehow he's still at number 1. Squad Enemy Slicky, second place with 11. They got named Raven with 8. King A with 7. And Squad Enemy Nerve with 7 as well. Those are your top fraggers of the night so far. We're still waiting just a couple more teams to get on in before we start the match. Alright, looks like we're just missing 2 members from PK and a full team of Savage Hearts. Alright, about to start. Oh. Hang on this movie? I feel like I always play the same playlist, but you hear this song too a lot. I watched it the first time on Thanksgiving last year. The Star is Born. Okay. Missing one from PK now. Last game, TBP Vikindi, starting very, very shortly. Because I would say I listen to like sad music, but I like this music, okay. Alright, so last match of the night, we have TPP Vikindi. Okay. Ugh. So Vikindi, modeled after, it's like a resort island in Europe or something. One of the most fun end circles I've ever had on this map was in Dino Park, because like Vikindi's probably the map that everyone is the most like least familiar with. So I think we had Chapel from Jovi, just kind of like a mermaid in the little river around Dino Park the entire time for the last final part of the circle. And then it was just people just kind of running around like had no idea where anything was. So we're gonna pop on to the full scene map so you guys can see. So Vikindi, also very small, 6 kilometer by 6 kilometer, similar to Sandhawk. You can kind of get almost anywhere. Wherever this plane path is. So going from the very south part right over Dino Park up into the north part over at Port. So you're going to have a lot of big drops. People going Villa, going Garoka, Dormesto is another really good one. Zabava. Let's see. Usually we get a couple teams going in kind of like Winery, Volnova area. So Vikindi, again, not as well known of a map for these players. So a lot of these drop spots might not be 100% solidified that some of these teams, like say like C9, like you don't really want to drop with C9. I mean, you saw Savage Hearts drop with them last match, but most of the time C9 is pretty much uncontested in their drop spots. So and Vikindi is a little more dangerous, so people might not know where everybody goes. So you might end up actually potentially dropping with 2 or 3 teams. So Villa, exactly what I just said. So Villa, we have the Militia. You have Team 9 dropping over in the same area. So the Militia up in the big building up top of slightly higher than the rest of the little building compounds down below. Definitely not enough loot for 2 different teams, so we're gonna have 2 teams fighting it out with you know, very minimal armor, very minimal guns and loot, and duking it out. So we have Abyssal, Stevo, D-Max, and Fishy, and then Team 9 down below. So we have the Southern Circle. You know, what Vikindi is famous for is these very naughty, not well-behaved circles, where they end up being a third or halfway out into the water. One time I did see it was a third of the way land and 2/3 of the way water. It was the most ridiculous circle I've ever seen. So what's already a very small map, pushing these players even closer and closer together. Economy, looks like they might be some fake shots going off by all these teams. I saw it from C9, I saw it from Moment Elite, I saw it from Squad on Me. Looks like we have Team Totality and Temple Storm over in Podvesto. You have the Unnamed kind of split looting, kind of the little small compounds all over on the northeast side of the map. Pulling a Jovi, as we call it. Let's see, Fishy not really too close to the rest of his team. Looks like he, so Team 9 and Militia might be a 3v4 at this point before Fishy does roll up. Kebo with the M4, with the G36C, both of these guns using 5.56, so in a spot where there's not a lot of loot and he has 2 guns with the same amount of ammo, he might run out fairly shortly. So we have to Cypher it with that Kar 98 and the M4. Let's see. Right now, I think it's D-Max and Decipher probably the closest to each other. It's like Kebo came around the top side on the north side, has that off angle, that back angle over onto the militia. He's trying to scout out, trying to gather some information about who this team is and potentially how many teams are in this part of the villa. Alright, looks like Tensa getting the knock onto Rain in Podvesto. Rain off in Rain previously in Wildcard, also landing in Podvesto contesting. So we have Tensa tagging up Kraken just a little bit. So Kraken, you know, just buying some time, able to get the res onto Rain. You know, on the backside, he's still looting up. He did get tagged up. Looks like he did get tagged up a little bit. You got HH24 running up onto him. Nico with double G36Cs. The Spotting Demon does get the knock on him. He goes for the immediate thirst. Uh-oh. Now he's announcing his presence to the rest of Team Totality. Nico quickly getting a boost up. Enigma falling in. Crawling in slowly, try to get res from H. Nico drops down. He's going to try to go for the knock onto H. But Nico does get knocked from a Proplex off in the distance. He was caught by himself away from the rest of his team. The rest of his team is going to come in. Kraken and Rain in a vehicle. They're coming in for reinforcements to give. It's like Militia and Team 9. Let's just pop over there real quick. So we have both of them fighting. I'm going to pop on here real quick just because it's happening a little faster than this fight in Podvesto. So we have Abyssal and we have Stevel still left alive. They got pushed onto the backside of the villa. As I said, that Team 9 is slowly... It looks like that fight didn't happen as fast as I thought it would. So right now we have Enigma knocked from that Tommy from Spec. Both these teams are right on top of each other now. Nico's still knocked. Vikini definitely favoring SMGs very, very heavily. Spec only with an Uzi, only with that Tommy gun. Alright, Nico knocked once. He's going to start bleeding out a little bit faster next time if he is knocked. Wi-Fi getting the knock onto Stevo. No, oh, Omen Elite coming in for the third party on Militia. Militia in a terrible spot. Having fought 9... Yeah, having fought Team 9 and now Omen Elite. So Militia is going to be only one left alive. That is going to be Abyssal with a full team of Team 9 right on top of him. Both these teams at a standstill. As I said, that Abyssal was taken out by Omen Elite. So that is it for the Militia out of the final match of the night. Alright, Team 9. They lost Kebo. They have Clue knocked. You have Squademy Slicky just drove right through that chaos and was able to slip out of there without getting a single shot landed right on him. But he's giving that information back to Nerve, back to the rest of the team. You know, don't go rotating too close to Villa because there's people all up in there. You got Clue getting knocked from Beach now. So you have Loyalty. You have Decipher. I think they're going to try to back away from this, put a little bit of distance between them and Omen Elite as they are only 2-man strong. And now Spec getting knocked for Enigma with that Uzi. Alright, Decipher with the car. He's gonna come try to pick up his teammate, and they're trying to get out of there. It looks like H did thirst Spec over in Podvesto. So you're getting a knock on ATP. After having that amazing performance in the first match, are unfortunately lacking a little bit. Looks like Rain was knocked in, finished off by H. Enigma getting shot from Nico getting knocked. So we have Nico and we have Kraken left alive. Tesla gets knocked. And Proplex! Oh my god, the turn on! It is just one left alive from Team Totality. It is downstairs. It is Nico and it is Kraken against HH24, their in-game leader. He threw something out into the... he threw something out into the compound, or into the hallway, and HH does get the finish off of him. Off of Temple Storm and Podvesto. All right, we have Jovi. I used to pronounce it Jovi, and then somebody corrected me that no, it is in fact Jovi. I was pronouncing it wrong the whole time, and I've been doing that for months. They never corrected me. So we have Helmet fighting against Squad on Me. I believe that was, yeah. We saw Squad on Me rotating right through Omen Elite and Team 9. So now they're holed up over here. So ATP having gotten a couple knocks on their team, they're able to get the reses off and able to get them all fully meted up. So Nerve coming around a little bit further away, right next to his teammates. And Grim trying to meet up with them. Again, driving right through Omen Elite, and now 9K actually not too far away. So Grim narrowly dodging out, getting a little bit tagged up from Omen Elite. Alright. Volnova. You got Volnova, you got Abbey, you got the winery, kind of major cities in this. You don't see a lot of people taking Castle, ever. Like, you rarely even see people go loot it and kind of rotate out of it just because it's so hard to rotate out of. You only have 3 bridges to get out of there, so you can be very much trapped right onto that little island in the middle of the water. So a lot of times, you never see anyone even touch the castle. Memo, actually, Outsider is very... What happened to Outsider? Outsider running on foot, very far away from the rest of his team, on the opposite side of Castle from them. Slicky just pre-firing some shots, hoping Easy will peep out there and try to get him. Try to tag him up. We have Raven, again, carrying over the same kind of strats over into another map, just kind of waiting it out, kind of just eating blue for a little while. Alright, not a lot of action. After those, your first couple fights, now we get into the lull of the matches. So let's see, I'm gonna just double check, see if the scores are fixed. Oh my god. Alright, so Proplex on the backside of the snowmobile from Enigma, just holding up and returning back with Team Totality. A full force trying to get into the center circle. We got Wildcard, MVP, Illusions, Sin. Sin is new. Sin and Alucard. Wait, I mean, Sin is new too. We haven't seen him yet so far in this match, right? Right? Okay, we have Dice Invictus and Team Method right on top of each other. Like Bullet with the suppressed G3060 trying to take up and does get the knock on the Monarch from Team Method up on the hill. They are far enough away though that they probably won't full send this, probably won't capitalize on this push. And Team Method now looks like actually Chapito and taking Anya. Anya, who is doing some major work in the second Erangel match over in Nova against C9 and helping quit addiction. So we have Bucky now left without the teammate right next to him. So we have Raven, Bucky, and Kwai left with Jovi on the opposite side of the bridge from them. Looks like Sin and Team Totality now in a fight against each other. So Wildcard was actually able to knock plenty of members with Team Totality. Team Totality getting knocked. Oh, actually Tensa got thirsted out. Team Totality, having been knocked from their previous fight in Podvesto, looks like they're going to start bleeding out a little bit faster. Proplex to get finished off by Cynic. So it's Enigma and it's HH24. All of a sudden, the tables have turned, being a full squad now down to only 2. Boosted getting the knock onto Bucky. So Team The Unnamed now also in a bad spot, only having 2 left alive, or left standing actually. Excuse me, Raven and Kwai with Bucky knocked. Jovi coming very aggressively. Raven, Raven spraying it down. Just Kwai left alive, and he gets a knock on Chabito, but it's just Yugi, and it's boosted. And Caitlyn on the other side of the bridge, trying to go for the revive, but they're pushed up onto them. He's gonna have to reload at some point here. He punches the G36C, and Yugi Bear does get the knock with that Uzi and does get the res. Is going to get the res onto Chabito. Alright, moving on, seeing where we can find some more action in this match. Omen Elite moving down. Zute scouting ahead for the rest of his team and getting a little bit tagged up, and fighting off the mountain. He's gonna have to ditch it and just get a little bit tagged up. Wildcard up on top of the hill from Hidden. Zute quickly hugging the wall, trying to find himself some cover if he can, and quickly getting meted up while giving the information back to his team. He's gonna need a lot of help to get out of this sticky situation. Alucard. He's got a grenade with Zute's name on it. It's gonna land a little bit too far to the right. So he sees Beach off in the distance. Alucard, one of the very best snipers in NA right now. He's got that do not take that lightly. Look, he's up on top, and we're gonna wait for this circle to close one more time to see where these teams are gonna be forced to on this map. Most likely, I would say it's going to center around C9, just right in the center, shifting away from the water and back onto the left southwest part of the circle. They're still trying to pick at Zute, trying to find him. Zute, the rest of his team, giving him the cover to come back to regroup a little bit closer to Omen Elite. Alright, let's see. We got Team 9 after losing 2 members earlier on. We have Loyalty, we have Decipher still. Very, very close to HQA. Alright, Zone is about to shift one more time. Closes. Oh, right over Volnova. So we have, once again, Caitlyn and Beowulf not too far away from each other. Let's see if Beowulf is going to be a jerk once again and knock and thirst Caitlyn. Alright, so we have Method not too far away, or not too far away from Dice Invictus, just kind of on the edge of the map. Looks like Prophecy did get a little bit tagged up, so we still have Clay up on the rooftops. You know, rooftop, very good place for a vantage point. You're able to collect a lot of information. However, if you have somebody that come up behind you, or you're fighting them and you get caught and knocked on the roof, there's probably a very slim chance that you can crawl down and get res because you are out in the open. Beowulf getting the knock on the Cynic. Looks like Squad and me crashing about in the same compound with Cloud9. Nerve getting knocked from Uneven now. Let's see where they're at. Grimly caught in the little garage with Slicky. This is actually Slicky getting knocked now. This is actually almost a reenactment out of a certain fight in Germany PMCO that I just watched earlier today. They had an entire team stuck in the garage here. The garage. They said garage. The casters. And they had an entire team up on the hill right there looking down right onto them. So Grimly sees Uneven pushing on. Does get the knock on Uneven. He's going for the immediate thirst, confirming that kill for his team. But unfortunately, the rest of C9 was able to come right behind him and finish out Grimly and get those kill points. So Circle about to close one more time. Team 9, what is going on over here? Tribe all in the same car almost. I think there's one. Yeah, this C got left behind, I think, to keep Decipher at bay. Well, C got, yep, goes for the thirst on to Decipher. Tribe making it just into the circle, but very, very rare chance that they're going to still be in the circle after this. Let's see where the circle is going to take us. Omen Elite still coming into the circle. Beowulf actually getting knocked from ATP. So, knocked and thirsted. Always Beowulf, always knocked and thirsted right away. So we have ATP against 3 players from C9. Looks like C9 lost control of their compound. Bikini, again, they're so congested together that you have to be very careful of the fights that you're taking out, because as soon as you start shooting and you start lighting up the kill feed, all the attention is focused on you from all the teams surrounding you. So ATP, they're going to try and take this compound away from C9. Zone shifts right into the center one more time. You got Tribe. You're going to have to come across the water to get into this circle. You have ATP, C9 still together. You got Jovi and Pittsburgh Knights also encroaching together. You got C9 wiped by ATP. They overextended over into the garage, and they left the backside of this compound open for ATP to roll in down from the mountainside and take for themselves. So we still have Jovi and PK across the way. PK only with 3 members to start with, so it is just Sam left alive. Oh, Sam left alive, and he does get the knock on a Yugi boy, but Caitlyn does get the trade knock and saves her teammate. So Caitlyn coming in clutch and saving that compound for her team. We have Wildcard still raining down shots. Oh, Alucard with that gets the finish onto Beach Banana. I said don't take it lightly when Alucard has that bolt action sniper. So we have Dice Invictus rolling up. They see Team Totality. They can hear them just on the other side of this little cusp of the hill. H unfortunately doesn't have a vehicle with that many tires left in it. It's got 2 tires left? We have H and you have Enigma crossing eyes with Dice Invictus. Dice Invictus, only 1 player is still left outside of the zone right now. Alright, ATP HQA hybrid team. So we have HQA now crashing up onto Jovi's compound. They heard the fights. They want to take it. Alucard getting the 3rd-party knock onto Chapito. So we have Boosted Tecte getting knocked. So we have Yugi Boy and Caitlyn, the last 2 standing. Oh, we see the utilities come flying out from helping quit addiction. Yugi Boy trying to get inside. You see this happen all the time, and the circle closes right on top of Omen Elite and ATP, as all these other teams are going to have to either full send into the compound, take that fight, trying to grab it, or play on the edge. Looks like Prophecy for Team Method crashing in, trying to find a good spot. It looks like there's only a boulder and the part of their vehicle to give them some hard cover within the circle. Looks like helping quit addiction. Pushing up now onto Team Jovi. Do they know? Did they gather that information that there's only 2 left alive? Yugi Boy getting knocked from Memo, so it is just Caitlyn left alive. Caitlyn on the roadside. She's got teams surrounding her in every which direction. She's got to be very careful how she's going to be exposed here. She's out in the open. Yugi Boy getting thirsted out with a molly from Memo. We got Memo getting knocked from Wildcard. From Tribe. It is just Memo knocked, and Caitlyn does go out to Roy's. Roy's finding that off angle and finding her outside of the wall. We have 3. We had 4. We had 3 teams right on top of each other. Three very full teams helping quit addiction, Tribe, and Wildcard. And slowly, as they're picking each other out, taking this fight, trying to get that good spot on the east side of the circle. You have Method, and then you have Loyalty. The last one alive for Team 9, very close to Team Method with all the information, or all the eyes on him. Alright, it's going to be really an ATP, Tribe, and Wildcard. It's about who makes the first push between the 3 teams, and that last team coming in for the clean wipe 3rd party. ATP smoking it up, giving them a little bit of cover. A little bit spat out over the road. Loyalty did get finished out by ATP, so we have 8 teams left on very segregated parts of the map. So we have, 3 on top of each other here, 4 on top of each other on the side, and the zone just down to the southwest part of the map, giving ATP the zone. Looks like Siat was caught and was thirsted out by Fox. So we still have 9K, we still have Roids live from Tribe. And 9K did go down, so we have Roids quickly going for the revive on Tribe. As soon as he sees the grenade, he sees the utility come out from the window from HQA. They have almost no cover there. Tied them up a little bit. 9K was shot at a little bit. Can he get the res off? And Outsider quickly crawls away, finding a little bit more cover for himself. Tribe, they need to fight through 2 teams to try to get in the circle. Now, Omen Elite right on the outside of ADP. Dice Invictus as well. Alucard's still alive with that. Oh, I'm getting the knock onto 9K, so it is still just Roids left alive. 9K is definitely going to be bleeding out a lot faster now, having been knocked a couple of times. Alright, Prophecy getting knocked. This is just mayhem happening all over the circle. Every team is shooting at somebody else. Wi-Fi, he's keeping it, he's training his eyes on Wildcard. He saw him through the top of the bridge, comes to the side, he gets Sin! He tags down Sin, gets him knocked. Looking for more, he's looking for more blood. He sees illusions, he's spraying it over. Almost gets knocked himself, he still peeks. And illusions does go down to zone, as does 9K. So we have, oh my god, they're out of smokes and they're trying to cross. Zute and King A, the duos left from Omen Elite. Zute, is he gonna go for the revive? No, he waits for the push from Wildcard, gets Alucard. Wildcard is just pushing with no smokes across Vikindi, across this span of land to try to get in. It is just shots going off in every which direction. ADP gets to the zone once more, just like the first match of Erangel tonight. So we have Method finishing off the last member of Helping Quit Addiction. We have Team Method, you have ADP, you have Omen Elite, and you have Dice Invictus still left alive. Helmet getting the knock onto Zute. So last one alive is King A from Omen Elite, with a very, very small, expansive wall to give them some sort of protection. ATP just need to be careful. They don't focus, they don't split their attention between, I mean, they have to split their attention between all the different teams. So you can't have everyone focused on Omen Elite and having Dice Invictus, you know, slowly encroaching and slipping into the compound like ATP did earlier on to C9 in the match. Method definitely not in a good spot. They're across. They're not even in the circle, and they've got all the teams focusing on them. Like Sheepan getting the knock onto Method. Uh-oh, and goes for the finish onto Method immediately. How is Ever Fury, Prophecy, and Monarch going to get into the circle? You can hear him. ATP can hear the cars from Dice Invictus getting in. Twinkles with the grenade. He sees. Can he cook it? He throws it at Easy, but throws it into the doorway. Doesn't quite get it, but they do get the knock on Easy. They see Helmet on Lesser Cannon, our top fragger of the night, get more, and Helmet does go down. So ADP, we just have Shifen left alive, their in-game leader. He's going to quickly try to go for the res. Twinkles does spot him out. Is he going to be able to get it? He sees him. He's just staying quiet, and they're not able to get it. And there goes ADP. So Dice Invictus doing what they did in the Sandhawk match, just taking the compound away from Wildcat. They did the same thing to ATP this time. Dice Invictus having a very strong game, and they find Prophecy, and they finish off Prophecy. Last one alive, or last other team alive is Omen Elite. Can King A and Zute find? They have this little triangle of cover, and Dice Invictus knows exactly where they're at. So can't get the drop shot, and it fears. It is Bullet. It is Suzu against King A. Zute is knocked, and King A does go down. Dice Invictus getting the second win of the night. So Dice Invictus with 11 kills, Omen Elite with 6, and third was Team Method with 3. So from there, we have fourth was ATP, Wildcard, Helping Quit Addiction, Tribe, Team Totality, Team 9, Jovi, Pittsburgh Knights, C9, Squana Me, The Unnamed, Temple Storm, and the Militia. That was quite the game. GG's to Dice Invictus. 2 games in a row. They're literally on a roll. So we are going to, I'm going to get Dice Invictus Bullet back in our VC and congratulate him on his second win of the night. So you guys don't go anywhere, and we'll have the final scores and the final kills up on the screen in a little bit.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, let me fix this.
Hello.
Match 4 winner is now. I just gotta change the number now because on my screen, so I can just like match 5. You guys are on a roll. So,
Yep,
like you did pretty much the exact same thing in Bikindi, right? You took the like last good compound away from the HQ. So in Sanhok, you took it away from Wildcard, and then in Bikindi, you took it away from 8DP.
Yep,
So,
that
like,
was the plan. And basically, we just rotated around the circle and just like made sure our backs was clear because we knew that if we just crashed straight in, all the teams that were on the outsides like us near the end would have definitely shot at us while we were trying to fight ADP. So we just made sure all the side that we rotated on was just clear, and just to go straight in.
Yeah.
Get all the remaining teams on the edges. Pretty much it.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, dang, Bikindi, and then it's always like the hard shifts of the circle, right? That
yeah.
Like every time the circle's about to close, I'm like, like how far into the water is this gonna be?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a mystery. Vikendi has a bunch of surprises for sure.
Yeah.
I don't like the circle shifts. It's my least favorite map for sure.
What's your favorite map?
My favorite is Sandhawk.
Is that really?
Yeah.
I feel like majority of everyone's is Erangel, but
yeah, because Sandhawk, people don't like Sandhawk because it's like so much third partying and you know it's hard to rotate into zone because yeah, that's true. Exactly, that's true. That's probably the least two favorite maps. Erangel and Miramar are the favorites for sure because it allows you to rotate.
Yeah, well, you guys definitely showed it in Sandhawk and Vikendi that you were able to get back-to-back wins for that.
Yep.
All right. Well, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull up the scores. I think you guys are sitting at number 1 right now, but it's still updating right now.
Are we really? What the heck?
Yeah.
Second and third game we didn't do so good. First game we did second, then fourth and fifth we got first, but then
yeah, you
like
got
second and third I think we got 11th and 14th or something.
You got 26 points the first. So let me I can pull it up. So you got Dice Invictus. Where are you? There you are. So first game you got second place with 4 kills. Or second game. Sorry, first game you got second place with 4 kills. Second game you got 14th with 3 kills. And then third game you got 11th with 0, and then Sandhawk you got first with 13, and then the last one you got first with 11.
Yep, we ended off pretty strong for sure. But we did bad at second and third. I wouldn't think we're in first. I guess we are.
Well, I think I can safely say you guys getting a second, a first, and a first. You're definitely high up there. So we'll see once the scores are finalized who's gonna be at the top.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Oh, cool.
It was fun.
Yeah, so thank you so much for playing, and hope you have a good night.
Yeah, thanks for hosting. You too.
Alright, thanks. So that was Bullet from Dice Invictus. We are gonna be. I'm gonna show the points as soon as it finishes out. Hold on a sec. Alright, so we're still waiting on the scores right now, but for our top fraggers of the night, I can show you that right now. So first place we have ATP Helmet going off with 17 kills out of 5 matches. So remember, 2 of those matches he didn't get any kills, right? The third and the fourth game, I think. So he got 3 kills, 11 kills, 0-0, and then 3 once again. So GG's to ATP Helmet for being our top fragger of the night. Second, we have Dice Invictus, Suzu, which is Gabby. Third, we have Squad Amuse Slicky with 11, Omen Elite, Zute with 8, and the unnamed Raven with 8 as well. So we will be posting these on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter yet, every week afterwards I post the scores, I post the kill ranks of the team. So you guys can check me out. It is Monica with 2 A's and then underscore gaming. Well, I am going to wait for the stream to catch up, and then we go ahead and raid somebody. So, we can go raid. So Nikos plays game. It's not Temple Nico, but Nikos plays game. He's in VG, a good friend of mine. He's playing right now. He's got 13 viewers, so let's go ahead and raid him. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.